I'm officially out of coffee.
Hey, they're the worst.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Okay, so did you do things?
Yeah, I got all the segments labeled and everything.
Okay.
Just waiting for people to show up.
Oh.
Celeste. Hey, right on time.
Celeste, how do you manage to be first all the time?
She's got her shit together.
She's punctual.
Yeah, exactly.
Although you were like 4th on the recent video, so...
You're gonna have to dock points for that, man.
Disappointed.
Sorry. We'll give everyone a little bit of time. Get in the chat.
Couple minutes.
Before we start. We'll just start the thing right away.
And then this is the thing with Ecamm. I can't really tell, besides from comments. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
How many people are actually here?
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you, does it?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like I should get my iPad. Maybe we can see.
Yeah, grab it. Okay. Hey. Yeah, a couple more people. 3 more people here. I'm not going to make the same mistake of trying to shout out everybody's name.
Yeah, you run out of time.
I have learned. I can do that. I can learn stuff.
Got taken to school.
YouTube school. Shit.
Well, you know what? Considering how much people know about YouTube, it should be a school.
Yeah, there might become one. You know.
Yeah. Wait, should I start into studio? No. Doesn't make sense.
No.
There's sign into the app itself.
Yeah, just join the stream.
That's what I'm gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. Holidays was alright. Yeah, pretty chill.
We had 4 days off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Record.
That's right. Yeah, the live stream with the just pink thumbnail. You know what? I'm gonna turn us down because this is weird.
Oh god, yeah.
Alright guys, I'm officially part of the chat.
Yeah.
So
Sam's in the chat.
This will be the Steph live stream. I'm just one of you guys today.
Yeah. Just don't even say anything, just comment from there.
I'll just comment.
Just make passive aggressive comments.
Sup assholes.
Now everyone, yeah. That's hilarious.
I'm nice. I'm a nice person.
Hey, there it is. It was fantastic etiquette.
You know, I just thought I'd show some love. Oh, good God.
Got 11 people.
That's cool. What's up, Jackie? You know what? Why am I sniffling?
Why you got the sniffles, bro?
Why, bro?
Bro! Get your nose under control.
I'm trying. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. His sister's up. Hey, congratulations, Janae. Finally made it. And no, Celeste, I did not see the Harry Potter 20th anniversary. I'm not sure if I'm going to be honest. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the deal with that?
It's just like a reunion of the actors and stuff and interviews.
Like that Friends thing they did a while back?
Yeah, I'm just like,
Sure.
Not that hyped on, like, those kinds of behind the scenes things. Like, maybe I will eventually, but I'm just not, like, super hyped for it.
You care about what Rupert Grint has to say?
Man, like, I've been keeping up to date with Ed Sheeran's career. I know, okay? I know.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That does almost tie into what we're talking about today, though.
Yeah.
With the reboots and remakes. Even though I know it's a reunion, whatever.
Oh.
It's a segue, guys.
Yeah. it's redone.
Yeah.
Rehash, reheated.
Reheated
content.
Let's put that shit in the microwave.
Yeah. The IP microwave.
Yeah,
we'll give it like another
couple more minutes.
5 minutes or so. See if anyone shows up. Otherwise, this will just be a very intimate stream.
I mean, honestly, I figure at a certain point we'll have a relatively small number coming from the channel.
Yeah.
And we need to build up and more audience just for this channel itself.
And gain.
Yeah,
We need gains.
hard gains.
We need some like
Super
YouTube,
physiological
some
gains.
YouTube whey powder. Inject 200 milliliters of algorithm into this bitch.
Yeah. The fuck? How'd you get green tea in your eye?
Bruh, you're just way too about your green tea. I know you're excited to get your antioxidants, but you gotta take it easy.
Yeah. It's an interesting one, Jackie.
Vancouver, Canada. Nice.
So,
Yeah, it's just. Hey, Jen is finally catching us live. I swear Jen's been in the chat before.
maybe not on the live channel,
Maybe not. Yeah, you're right.
but yeah.
How do we
I know.
feel about getting our first sponsors? I mean, it's
Solid.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about money.
I mean, look at it this way: we didn't have an email in our business email for quite a while. So we only recently just opened the doors to sponsorships, and there are pros and cons.
Yeah, that was 100% a business tactic. By
Oh,
the
yeah,
way, it's not
totally.
like we just forgot to put our email in there or anything. We're not dumb or anything like that.
Yeah, honestly, Wait, you have COVID, so that's
Oh
unfortunate.
crap. I mean, how you feeling? Because it can be. Hey, I got the sniffles.
She
And,
just dropped the cup and spilled tea in her eye.
oh damn, bummer.
Did it splash off?
Yeah, I think she was lifting it to drink it,
Right.
holding the cup in my mouth for a sec.
But yeah, the sponsorship thing is overall it's solid, obviously, and we want to be relatively picky with who we're signing up with.
Well, yeah,
or whatever.
You got an offer from Squarespace, which is cool, but
It was good.
we don't use it.
We don't really use it.
We don't. I don't need it.
We will at some point.
Yeah, eventually, and when we do use it, I would be happy to sponsor, but I'm not gonna accept sponsorship from something I don't use.
Yeah, which is why I was happy. We got an email from the place Keeps, and they do hair stuff.
Yeah,
And me and Steph are ooh,
hey,
keeping the hair, huh?
I'm all about keeping that hair.
But they don't want to sponsor us because of the whole female audience thing. You guys aren't looking to keep your head hair as much as we are.
Not as many. It does happen.
It does happen,
just
not-
less frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh wait, you guys have ladies in your audience. What's up with that?" Y'all turn to a girl who managed to cut her hair with a spoon. Things just happen. Fair enough.
Solid effort, Jackie. That is, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm actually just impressed.
I don't know how you managed that. Was it a shit spoon?
Or a really good spoon.
Great spoon.
Amazing, too good, you could say.
It was a professional chef spoon. All right, so you want to get into these segments?
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's about time. We got 21 people. That's enough. All right, so what we're talking about today, before I start the timer on it, we're gonna get into
Just reboots versus originality.
Reboots versus originality. Can you do a good reboot? Is it possible at all?
I mean,
obviously it is.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna get into the details there.
why are so many of them shit and why are some of them good? What makes a good reboot? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with, we got the same thing as last time. We got some good examples in the first segment, and then we're going to do some questions and some bad examples and some questions again, so you guys can have a chat with us and shit. I'm just going to delete all these ones off there.
Those are ideas we didn't keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'll just, that'll do. That'll do. Alright, so, start it off.
So,
Alright.
obviously there are good examples of reboots and remakes and whatnot. We're gonna be somewhat loose-ish on this term because there are some things that are technically adaptations and whatnot.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah,
So I think the first one we got here is Dredd. So that's I can't remember what year it came out, but
The remake?
yeah.
It was 2013,
Yeah.
maybe 2011?
I think 2012. For some reason that's
it
sticking
was
out my
around
head.
that area.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's the one with Lena Headey in it as Mama, and holy crap, that movie is just choice.
And it was Carl Urban playing
Carl
Dredd.
Urban playing Dredd.
Carl Urban did a fucking fantastic job playing Dredd.
Absolutely killing it.
Now, I know that this is not exactly the kind of movie that would interest our regular audience or whatever, but we just want to get into the overall concepts. And Dredd, I think one of the reasons it did so well in terms of it being a reboot, remake, new adaptation, whatever you want to call it, is just the fact that it kept it simple.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't go overboard. It didn't try to introduce too much. It didn't have too many characters. You just got Dredd and Anderson fucking going through a building.
Hauling ass.
Just trying to make it to the top of this fucking building.
Oh, yeah, we're just like, let's pick a simple, compelling narrative. Let's have a fucking great villain. I think that's probably the highlight of that movie was Lena Headey as a villain. But honestly, I think why it was such an improvement over the Stallone version.
Even though the Stallone one was great.
It was still good. It's still good in its own way. But as far as being like a Dredd movie, it did feel like just a little too campy, a little too silly.
It didn't take the source material seriously.
No, not really. It was like, oh, well, only kids are going to like this, so we better market it for kids, and that way we can have a video game tie-in and a toy tie-in. And it's like, well, this isn't really a kid's IP, to be honest. This is the kind of...
It's more young adults / just adults in general.
It's like kids will read it, but they're not technically supposed to be reading it.
Sort of.
Yeah, it's just... it really comes down to when you understand the source material, that's usually when you get the best remakes, reboots, what have you, because someone's like, I get this. I get what the fans want to see out of this.
It's not just understanding the source material, though, because I would say that there are some people, there have been reboots and remakes, but they care about the source material. And they supposedly understand it, because... Okay, this is not like a remake so much as it's an adaptation, because I guess you could call it remake and show. Avatar is a great example. M. Night Shyamalan actually liked Avatar. He apparently watched the whole series and cared about it. He's talking about... I saw interviews where he's talking about how he wanted to do all of this, and he was super excited, and he just made way too many terrible decisions.
I did not know that. I thought that they just handed him...
No,
the idea.
He was like a fan.
Oh, that's sad. That's just sad.
Don't get me wrong, none of the actors playing the characters knew anything. None of them had seen the show, apparently. Which makes sense. Shows. It tracks.
Ong, you're the Avatar.
What is it? Ong?
Ong?
No, they did Ang. It's Ang.
Is it Ong?
Yeah, Ang.
Ang. Whatever.
That's fucking garbage.
Anyway.
Not the best thing. Freaky Friday, though.
But yeah, that's an example of even seeing the source material and being like, you know what? We should fix this.
Well, in some ways.
we should change some stuff. Like sometimes, or obviously not the super racist part.
Vaguely Asian bullshit.
It wasn't vaguely.
No, it's vaguely, because it's not specific. It's not specific.
No, it was a Chinese restaurant.
No, they want it to be a Chinese restaurant. That's the problem.
Oh, I haven't seen it in a while.
The idea is like, so you want them to be Chinese?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going for?
And they're
you think this is what Chinese is?
And they're like, yes? Question mark?
Yeah. That's kind of the issue.
But in terms of everything else, it was a big
100%.
improvement. They just saw all this stuff that was like, you know what? Let's just update this. Let's just make it more relevant to a contemporary audience because it's a basic idea. Hell, you can have the same argument for a lot of the Shakespeare adaptations, like 10 Things I Hate About You and Romeo and Juliet and stuff. Just they're universal stories.
Great stories.
Just take
well
the
written.
basics.
Yeah.
Don't get hung up on the small details.
Don't try to mess with it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, you just need the core elements and it'll work.
Great casting too.
Yeah, that too. That always helps.
Something that just got brought up recently. Watching the Wolverine video by Nostalgic. Nostalgic, by the way, great channel.
Absolutely awesome. You should check it out.
Yeah, but oh my god, what was I going to say?
Wolverine video.
Yeah, but what was I saying about it?
Oh, how
goddamn
fucking
brain.
Mario was going to be cast for Wolverine.
Okay, that's not the point I was going to make, but holy crap, yeah.
What was his name again?
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins was originally going to be cast for Wolverine.
If you guys aren't familiar, he played Smee in Hook and Mario in the fucking Super Mario
original
Brothers movie.
Super Mario Brothers movie, and also the detective in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Oh, the point I was making that they brought up in the Nostalgic video was how underrated casting is
Yeah.
and the end quality of a movie.
Changes everything.
Getting Hugh Jackman in that original X-Men movie made a huge difference to the overall product. He was the star-making performance there.
Yeah.
And in Freaky Friday, you've got fucking Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, just absolutely killing it.
Just killing it. I hear the two of the people from the Cinderella story internet. What's his name? Chad Michael Murray.
Oh,
That's the one. And Julia Gonzalo. I think are apparently both in Freaky Friday.
Oh, neat.
It's been a while since we've seen it.
We're going to do it for the channel eventually.
We will get there. Yeah.
Man, casting fucking changes everything. I mean, just think of how different Carl Urban versus Stallone's Dredd is.
Oh my god, ridiculously.
And Carl Urban's Dredd is so much better without ever showing his face.
Which, that's kind of part of what makes it better.
Yeah, I know.
Because Dredd is... How do I put this? Like, Dredd is a person, but he's not supposed to be, I don't know, super specific. It's more about the idea than the man.
Well, it's... When you have a gritty action hero, sometimes they work just as that. You have the gritty action hero, and then you have the sidekick character there to provide emotional depth.
Yeah.
It works well because it's like in a vacuum, the gritty action hero character is not very interesting, but against a more charismatic character, you kind of can reflect and bounce things off of each other, and contrast things against each other, and that creates interesting dialogue, interesting character moments. But he didn't need to have anything more than that. He just had to walk around with half his face covered going,
I am the law.
And it worked.
I know. It
was better than Stallone being like, you betrayed the law!
God. That was good though. Like the original Dredd, like it's bad, but it's so good.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is, but just for the sake of this argument.
Yeah, for the sake of this argument, technically, objectively speaking, it's not good.
For what it accomplished as far for what it was supposed to accomplish as an adaptation, it fell flat. It really did fall flat. What didn't fall so flat though was the 2017 one. I'm not going to go too much into part 2 because I think that part 2 botched it, but because of the source material.
So I haven't seen either of the reboots.
Yeah, it's kind of just a fundamental problem. Like a lot of Stephen King's books, apparently the endings aren't great. He's not great with endings, and I definitely saw that in part 2 because it was just they come back, they're adults, and they're fighting this shape-shifting monster thing, and just as adults, the whole premise is less intimidating. So they had to come up with all these weird, convoluted plot devices to make it work, but it just kind of didn't. But as kids, it's very scary. It's very intimidating. It's kind of like with Chucky, how the TV series works because for the most part, they're children.
Yeah,
they are at a disadvantage, But when you've got
it's more believable.
Yeah, it's got more believable. When you got adults fighting something, you're like, well, I mean, get a gun, dude.
Get a Chucky remake with like Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah,
just fully thought out.
Yeah,
fighting Chucky.
Just getting the shit kicked out of him by a 3-foot doll. Fuck me dead. But no, the first part, it did really well because it recognized the things that worked, the like core concepts, and then just was like, hey, Stranger Things. What if we just melded that with this idea,
So how closely did the remake follow the original storyline?
Fairly closely, at least from the Tim Curry.
The original storyline, you still had kids, right?
Yes, you still had kids, and then the second part of it was them as adults coming back to the town
in the original storyline.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the original storyline follows the same thing.
Yeah,
it's literally Stephen King just doesn't know how to write endings.
Yeah, pretty much. Because then in the second part of the remake, they just.
No, the original.
In the original?
Yeah.
Original? Oh, they're like...
The original.
The
original. The
Tim Curry remake.
Bro.
Well, the book?
No, we're talking about the movie.
The original remake, I fucking...
So does it have that second part or not?
No, it does have that second part.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. And it also sucked there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so it was bad both times.
Yeah, it was bad both times. And I think, that's because it was just a story problem.
Right. So it's not... In this case, it's not so much a remake... a reboot versus original so much as it's just like in both cases. It's how the story was written.
Oh, but that's why I'm talking just about part 1 of
it doesn't matter, but we're talking about remakes versus original.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But in terms of the core premise, the first part when they're kids, that worked amazingly well and so much better in the remake because they Just
So
made it
in
more of
this
a
in this
horror
case,
movie,
the
really.
remake actually did a good job.
The remake
being a remake.
Yeah, being a remake, it did a really fucking great job. It was actually fucking scary.
Mm-hmm.
They really focused more on the horror aspects of it, and yeah, it was just fucking terrifying.
What about Curry versus Skarsgård?
Oh, I liked how Skarsgård again. Yeah, he did his own take on it. A lot of people got a bit kind of, I don't know, when they saw the like design for Skarsgård's one. Like, but he looks so different. He looks nothing like Pennywise.
The design was good.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, and he's like this
It looked
old-fashioned clown, that's all like fucking kind of twisted and weird and shit.
Yeah.
It really worked because again, they recognized the parts that worked in the original idea, and they were just like, yeah, okay, now let's just update that for a contemporary audience.
Okay.
Let's just take all the parts that work and then just tweak it slightly.
Yeah, right.
You know, and then just make some parts of it more compelling, like with better writing, better casting. You know, not Tim Curry. Tim Curry was great. Just everyone else.
Right. Well, I mean, it was a '90s TV special, so
exactly. Yeah. That was just
you kind of expect that
naturally gonna happen.
Right.
But yeah, ultimately they were like, hey, just what if it was Stranger Things and that worked?
Yeah, that's the impression I got, but I was just joking in my head because Finn Wolfhard was the star.
Yeah, I know. Everyone
but
made
they
that
actually
joke,
did that.
but they were like, but they actually did that, and people were like, oh shit, this works.
Right.
This really, really works.
I'm not that surprised considering Stranger Things is kind of a horror series anyway.
It is, yeah. They just doubled down harder on the horror. Yeah.
In it, you mean?
Yeah, in it, yeah.
Yeah, because Stranger Things there's definitely a somewhat of a fantasy sort of sci-fi.
It's more of a
type
sci-fi kind of vibe.
It's, I guess you could call it a dark sci-fi.
Yeah.
You want to get into it?
Yeah. Dark sci-fi. Yeah, and then the last decent example we got Cinderella Story, which we just did recently.
It's kind of more of an adaptation, considering it's hard, it's a grey area considering all of the different Cinderellas.
Yeah, there's so many. We could do a whole stream
just
about the Cinderella remakes,
which we will in the future, maybe.
Yeah, but I wanted to do Cinderella Story because it embodies all the best parts of
what a remake
should be. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah,
not too beholden to again the small details of like, but it has to be a glass slipper.
Yeah.
No, guys, but there has to be like a pumpkin turning into a carriage. Does there really? Is that what
super necessary?
Is that what the story is about?
Yeah,
I think is the question they got to ask. You know, if you take out this element, does it stop being a Cinderella story?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, not really, then
it's all
fucking
good.
Go hard, man.
Yeah. Adapt away.
Exactly. But say in Dredd, it's like if it doesn't take place in Mega City 1 in the like future, this scorched earth, then it stops being Dredd. It just becomes a generic cop drama.
Yeah.
You know?
To a degree.
That's what you've got to identify.
I would say that the Mega City 1 and just the mega cities in general in the Dredd universe are a very important story element.
Yeah, the setting is a core element of the story. Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be dystopian.
Exactly.
You know, this is what the world has come to. There's too much crime. There's too much poverty.
Yeah.
There's too much capitalism, essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But no, with Cinderella Story, they were like, no, let's play with it a bit. Again, let's update it for a contemporary audience. Let's put our own spin on it.
Quite a bit of those spins were great.
Yeah, they're fucking
the fact that they added the best friend character, because there's no best friend in the original Cinderella, right?
No,
wait,
really.
Is there?
No, there's the mice in the Disney version. I don't know about the original story. The
but like the main Cinderella.
No.
Yeah, there's no best friend. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was a great addition.
Yeah.
Awesome addition. God, I love that character so much.
I love the very few examples of primary male and female character in a show that there's nothing romantic there.
No.
Not even a hint of it.
No.
I appreciate that so much.
And again, it would have been fine if he was gay, but I loved how they didn't default.
Yeah,
they didn't default to that as the reason why they're not together.
Sure. Like there's a time and a place, and like there are reasons that would have been great for sure. But in this particular case, it's like you kind of need him to be straight.
Yeah. To show there's no, he's her friend because he's her friend.
He just fucking wants to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
He's fine. As we see at the end of the movie, he's fine.
He's all good.
He's all good.
He'll be totally good.
Yeah, just identifying what works. You know, that's all it is.
Well, and I mean, one of those things that works when we're talking about identifying what works is the characters.
Exactly.
All the characters were I mean, I wouldn't say all of them were wholesome, but it was mostly pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
And even the evil takes on characters
Yeah.
was the wholesome take of the evil, the evil character. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
and again, casting.
Oh yeah, that was another example where casting is just a huge thing.
Yep.
You know, even though it was definitely weird about Hilary Duff and Chad Michael Murray being like, what, 7 years apart?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know that.
I really couldn't tell because I just didn't click to the idea that Hilary Duff was like 15.
Yep.
I assumed that she was like 17 and he would be like 19.
Yeah.
But no.
And see, now after we watched Starstruck and people said that...
Same thing.
Yeah.
She was... Oh, okay, to be fair, we got a very varying... Everyone was like, she's 13. No, she's 14. No, she's 15. No, she's 16.
Still, the point was people were saying she was underage and he was like in his early 20s.
I appreciate that he was just like, nah,
he was like, no, yeah. Now I'm like, no, that's my gold standard.
I don't want to perpetuate this.
Now when they're like, but it's like, oh, no, but I had to because that was part of the role. I'm like, nah, man, weak sauce.
Yeah, did not
weak
have
sauce.
To. Good job on Sterling Knight's part.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, great job.
Especially for a guy who only had so much power in his career. It's not like he's a big star or anything.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Like, bruh, come on. But yeah, I'd say casting, all that stuff, just always contributes to.
Speaking of casting, fucking Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know, and Regina King.
Exactly, but also just not being afraid to take risks with it, because a lot of people get very touchy when it's mentioned that they're doing a reboot and they're going to change some things. And like, no, you can't change it.
I want shot for shot.
I want it scene for scene. And it's just like, why?
Yeah.
What is the point then? What is the point of doing a reboot in that case? That's just buying right into the studio executives mentality of like, this is just a cash grab. I can just do this shot for shot and call it a day. You know, trying to reinvent it somewhat takes more effort and takes somebody who actually cares, who actually gives a shit about the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah, definitely get someone who cares about the story you're trying to tell. Absolutely. You think that would be like a prerequisite for every story?
Yeah, you would think.
Being told, but not so much.
No, unfortunately.
Not so much. But there's also a decent amount of properties. It's like, I feel like they keep remaking and rebooting things just because they're popular or whatever. And it's like, I feel like more of the focus should be on like, well, this is a great premise or a great idea that just didn't get handled properly the first time.
Yeah.
And we can take care of it better the second time around.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I have quite a few things, well, not quite, I was just thinking primarily because me and Maria have been watching The Sliders again recently. And again, it's the classic idea of this is a sick premise with great characters. It just had some issues, mostly studio stuff along the way. The network really got involved. The first 3 seasons were all aired out of order. All of the episodes.
Oh my god.
Were aired out of order.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
In every single season, they started the season with like between 2nd and 5th episode, I think.
Sure.
Like, I remember watching it on TV and being like, what the fuck is going on? Why is things happening like this week that seem like they were before last week? That's very confusing.
That sounds just such a bad idea. That sounds like somebody deliberately trying to tank the show.
See, what it was is the network being stupid and being like, no, but we want the exciting ones to start off so you can grab the audience.
Oh my god.
Get the action, guys.
Dude.
Shoot people. More shooting.
Do you start a book on the 3rd chapter?
Yeah.
Bruh,
basically, the network idea was like, guns and boobs, guys. Which, definitely it was not a great decision. Yeah. The show still managed to go 5 seasons. Yeah. But yeah, that's my ideal candidate for like a reboot, remake, whatever. It's just because, again, there's so much there that just didn't get handled right.
Yeah.
It could have been handled better and if they do a remake or a reboot. Same thing with Animorphs, even though the original show I barely want to count. Yeah,
exactly.
You know.
Well, that's the only 2 reasons to reboot something, in my opinion, is 1, it was mishandled originally.
Yeah.
Or 2, it's like...
Or maybe it was just made too early.
Yeah, it was just made too early. Like, they just couldn't live up to the vision.
Clash of the Titans is an example of that. One. I mean, to be fair, I know the original was like a lot of fun and a cult classic for some people, and the reboot, not so great.
Nah.
However, I understand the impetus for them wanting to do it based on the idea that they just didn't have the ability to really do it believably the first time.
No, exactly.
You know?
No, for sure. Like, 1, that's the first reason. It's just they couldn't get the vision of the idea together for whatever reason. But then the other one is just that it was... Oh, fuck me, Dad. Why did I just forget my point? I just forgot it twice in a row.
I only done this once this episode, man.
Shit. I did not sleep a lot last night.
Yeah, it's okay though. We got to open the floor to questions anyway.
Open the floor to questions. Maybe it'll come back to me later.
We'll get them on the pad.
Yeah, we'll get them on the pad. Alrighty.
Okay, so we've gone back a little bit here. Guys talking to each other. That's good. And the guy who played Jasper from Twilight Suck in the live-action movie. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he did.
Hello from Mexico City. What's up?
Hey,
Gabriella. What are you doing? I usually watch YouTube on 1.5 speed. I sometimes forget how slowly people actually talk.
yeah, I do that a lot.
Stop doing that as well. Yeah, I agree. Have you contacted to make my day? Thank you so much. I don't know if you can call the 2021 Cinderella a reboot, but it was the worst thing I sat through. I mean, a mashup of What a Man and Seven Nation Army and Cinderella.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard it was not great.
Yeah, I don't... I would, in this case, include it in the remake reboot conversation. I've heard. I also heard it wasn't great, but I think we're going to need to get to it at some point.
I just remember my second point. Was the second point for doing a reboot? The second reason is if you want to do something different. You had something that perfectly encapsulated it for scene for scene. So now you're like, okay, so now let's try something else,
like an Elseworlds storyline.
Yeah, let's try an Elseworlds sort of thing. Let's try something different. Yeah. Those are two golden reasons for me.
Yeah, Elseworlds is just another way of saying alternate reality.
Alternate reality, alternate universe,
and like DC comic speak.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka with Johnny Depp was good. The original scared me as a child, according to Jackie. And that makes sense. I didn't see it as a kid.
I know the scene you're talking about, the fucking boat ride scene.
Right. See, I only saw both of them as an adult, and I remember looking at it and being like, "This is a horror movie for kids."
Yeah, pretty much.
These kids are all getting fucked up.
Yep. Oh, and the boat ride scene scared the actors as well, because it was not... they weren't told about it.
Nope. Yeah, they didn't know. Yeah.
How can a movie go nowhere and be rushed at the same time? I think they're talking about... Cinderella.
Right, when it comes to Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp one was actually really accurate to the book. Interesting. See, I don't know enough about the book. Yeah. And
pretty sure I read it.
Christina, a movie being good or bad doesn't play into whether we're going to watch it or not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's more about the demographic.
Yeah, Gene Wilder was fabulous, but as a Roald Dahl fan, I really appreciate the Johnny Depp book. Yeah, you know what? I did read a lot of Roald Dahl when I was young, but just not that.
Apparently, Roald Dahl hated Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka.
I would not be surprised.
He did not want him to play him.
Yeah. Which is,
all-female Ghostbusters.
We were talking about this earlier.
We were talking about this earlier. I have not seen it, and he only saw half of it, but was very much not impressed.
Yeah, it's one of the very few movies I watched the first half and I haven't finished it because of how much I disliked it. And it has nothing to do with the all-female cast. I think the backlash was definitely overrated. Overstated.
Completely disproportionate.
We're hella disproportionate. Apparently these women got death threats and shit. That's messed up.
When anyone is getting sent death threats, rape threats,
that's so intense.
In any context, just stop. Just fucking don't. Just not okay. Pretty sure.
I liked the cast. I didn't like them in their roles.
Yeah.
But I did like the actors.
Yeah, and that's honestly not their fault. Again, it's fucking... I hate when people blame actors for studio decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's
the problem I had with it was the way they wrote the script.
Exactly.
It was the story. That's the plot.
That's the writer's fault. Fucking Dragon Ball Evolution.
Don't even.
Ugh.
Don't.
Buddy.
West Side Story we haven't seen.
Oh,
not the...
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that one just because of the controversy surrounding the leading man. Apparently, he's in some sexual assault allegations.
I mean, this is the one from like the 70s or 60s.
No,
the
recent one.
There was a recent one?
Yes.
They redid that recently?
Yes, they did.
Oh. What do you know?
Kind of flew under the radar.
Okay, sure.
I'm done with Cinderella movies. That's fair. There have been a lot of them.
Yeah, don't talk about Ever After. We're obviously on the Cinderella kick and going to get to it very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Hang on, do you agree the remake had the better story while the original had the better scare factor and the better practical disposal? I mean, they didn't. I don't think they changed the story enough. I know they changed a few things. It's been a few years, dude. I'll be honest. Since I saw it, I do remember they changed a few details, but it was just enough to kind of make it a little bit more believable and cool. But that's not really what The Evil Dead is about. It's not supposed to be like a super grounded, believable story.
Yeah, I saw the end of that one, and
The remake.
Yeah, the impression I got was that they were just leaning a little too hard on the IP.
Yeah.
On the idea of the IP, and that's just something that's like very common with bad reboots. They're just like, oh, but like, you know, we don't really have to throw that much effort into it because
they put in the effort. They were just misguided.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, or at least in my eyes, because I know Sam Raimi was happy.
Yeah, okay.
He was like, "Oh, I'm glad that you did it like a proper horror movie," because he wanted it to be a proper horror movie the first time. He just didn't have the money, and by the time he got to the money, it was like, well,
too late.
Yeah,
well,
we've already done the thing. So, what, Spider-Man?
Oh, Sam Raimi.
But by the time he had more money, it was in 83.
Oh, okay.
That's the Evil Dead
way
2.
later.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, okay, right.
He's a famous director for a long time.
I didn't realize he did the sequels.
Yeah,
huh.
Yeah, it's his franchise.
For some reason, I thought someone else did the sequels. Never mind. Oh, Dirty Dancing 2017.
We haven't got to the...
That's a sequel, though, not a remake.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's not a reboot at all.
Yeah, I actually had The Thing on here, but I had to scrap it because it's a prequel. Doesn't quite count.
A good remake that I really like is Buffy. See, I haven't seen the original movie. I've only seen like random episodes of the show itself. But I will go back and rewatch the full show with my girlfriend soon, which we're going to film.
Yeah.
Put that on a different channel.
That's an interesting one. Rebooting stuff in just a completely different format.
Yeah.
Because I would say I would love to see the Harry Potter series redone as a TV show. Now that like CGI has kind of caught up to the point where
I think that's
TV has has that movie quality effects, that would be great because you could get just so much more story stuff into it.
So here's an interesting point from Tova talking about Charmed. Charmed was already great and it didn't need a reboot. See, I mostly agree with that because Charmed's first 3 seasons were fucking excellent.
Yeah.
And then they started getting more writing decisions from Brad Wright. Fucking Brad.
Brad. Fucking Brad.
He focused a little too much on like the romances and just like exciting drama plot lines, male characters.
So you could say he was Brad wrong.
Yeah. He was Brad wrong.
Yeah.
It's true. But like, contrary to popular belief, I don't think that Rose McGowan joining the show and Shannon Doherty leaving the show was what made it good versus bad. It was the writing.
Yeah.
It was the writing behind the scenes.
Look,
Rose McGowan's character could have been fine.
Yeah, the actor, the casting choices are always going to come secondary to the writing. It's what they're given to work with. If you have
obviously marriage of both, but
if you have an actor who can't pull it off, then they can't pull it off. But you'll never know.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part.
My girlfriend said same thing about the Charmed reboot, though, that it was just unnecessary and bad. So, are you looking forward to Superman and Lois season 2? Yeah, I am.
I need to watch the first one.
Yeah. I still have a few mixed feelings about the first season because it was so good for most of it, but there's just some parts.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Hey, Tori.
What's up?
How you doing?
Problem with reboots is you have to fight upstream since there's such strong nostalgia attached to any successful media. Yeah, that is kind of the problem, that when there's like a big successful franchise, there's this huge push and pull, and I can understand how some studios could just get confused about what people want because they're like, no, it has to be exactly the same, and then they put out something that's like a scene for scene remake, and they're like, oh my god, it's like so boring, it's exactly the same. Why did you do that?
The biggest problem there is listening to the complaints. The problem is that, you know, it might seem like a loud cacophony of voices saying that we want this thing, but it's like, dude, 5% of the audience, maybe. Most people don't actually care enough to speak.
They're just the loudest ones.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the fans.
Sorry, guys.
Fans don't know what they want. I'm sorry. I say this as a fan of many things. But
there's not so much that the fans don't know what they want. It's that the fans as a collective.
Yeah.
As a group.
The fans that you hear.
But also, here's the thing. When an audience is suggesting things to the creator, whether it be TV or even with us or whatever, mostly they're thinking personal choices. This is stuff that they want to see.
Exactly.
And that's fair. I get that on a personal level. However, that's not necessarily a smart business decision or good for the property, the franchise,
it's not necessarily
or the content itself. Yeah. I'd like to watch a live action version of Atlantis. Yeah. That makes sense.
That'd be cool.
True.
See, that makes sense.
Yeah.
if you're talking about the
That's because of like our ability to handle the visuals of that storyline at this point in time, though.
You're talking about the Disney one,
I assume.
Yeah, because that's the odd thing is they keep doing remakes of the big successful ones that are like awesome the way they are,
but not the
rather than focusing on the like ones that didn't quite get the amount of success they should have at the time, which could really do with a reboot.
Yeah. If you succeed with a reboot, you either did the greatest version or the original viewers forgot about the old one. I agree with that. Completely agree with that.
Pretty much.
Now, I know that it doesn't matter if a movie is good or bad for you to do. I would say, fair enough.
Okay, cool.
Sure. Parent Trap was just a great original, wonderful remake with young Lindsay Lohan.
I've heard. I've not seen either version though.
Saw it when I was a kid, but I haven't seen the original either. Gossip Girl reboot is the worst and a nightmare. Fair enough. We haven't gotten to watching the like Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls and that kind of thing, like those group of shows.
Yeah.
Pretty Little Liars, I believe, would be in that
also
category.
Totally run out of time.
I didn't mean to comment through thoroughly. Which comment? 90s Addams Family was great.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That's pretty good.
Sure. What? That's not. No, it doesn't sound like you're begging forever after to happen. I'm just saying, like, be careful about talking about it because we don't want spoilers.
Yeah.
The OG Buffy movie was fun. Sure. Yeah, I hope you can start watching the show. Thank you. Yeah. We'll get to that with Maria sometime soon. When I realized the new Disney streamer wasn't having mice making a dress while singing, it felt like blasphemy. That's fair. Yeah, no mice making the dress in the newer Cinderella. So.
I mean, again, I've seen Cinderella story didn't have any mice in it. It's just I don't know. It's a small detail for me.
Hang on. I don't get how Dirty Dancing 2017 is a sequel. You're sure you're not talking about Dirty Dancing Final Nights?
They're different?
Did they actually reboot Dirty Dancing as a...
Okay, I didn't realize that.
There's a legit reboot?
Wow. Okay.
Because I think
I was thinking of Havana Nights.
Definitely thinking of Havana Nights. If there's 3 and there's one of them's an actual reboot, I guess it's a story. Literally the same story, just with different actors. Okay. No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Emma Watson playing a French girl with a British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the French would have hated that.
Yeah, 100%.
The French and English don't get along super well.
A lot of cultures kind of get pissed with Disney for. I know the Greeks fucking hate Disney's Hercules because they're just like it's just shits all over our mythology for the most part anyway.
Not surprised. Live action. You mean the TV show Beastly? Wait, is that a movie?
Yeah, Beastly.
Is that a?
Oh no, there's a movie as well.
That's also a movie.
I liked that one. I know that it wasn't everyone's favorite, but I liked it.
Fair enough.
Y'all get a chance to watch Craft Legacy? No, I have not.
Not yet. No. I like the concept of Beastly, but I think the story was rushed. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, fair enough. The pacing was a bit off, but it had Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Yeah, this is a good one from Gabriella. The live-action Beauty and the Beast has many things I'd love on paper, but in reality, I just don't, and I don't know why. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mostly agree with that, except for I have a few reasons why.
That's the general consensus I've heard towards the live-action Disney remakes in general. That's just like, something's just off, you know? And I guess, I don't know, my theory is that it's just kind of an uncanny valley thing. Your brain is thinking like, I'm supposed to recognize this. This is supposed to be something we've seen, but it's different somehow. And I don't understand what's going on. And it's just creating this dissonance in your brain.
And one of the problems I had with the live action was just her dress.
Yeah, sure.
Like, they had to make it less frilly and fluffy.
I heard about that.
Why?
For historical accuracy, but it was also like we're not here for historical accuracy.
I don't care that much about like dresses and shit, but it was kind of iconic for the original movie.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Hang on, you take these for a second. I'm going to the bathroom.
Alright, when he gets back, we'll
get into
the
next
second
section.
segment. We totally ran out of time for questions.
Yeah.
Alright. Can't be so yeah, Grease, they did a live remake. Same thing, just current actors. My god. Oy. Mean Girls 2 is just a worse version of Mean Girls, worse writing, worse acting, worse everything. Yeah, at least there was a sequel though, not a remake. But I would be curious to hate watch it, to be honest. The worst remake reboot I've watched was this Series of Unfortunate Events series. Oh, that's the like Netflix ones with Neil Patrick Harris. Wow, it was that bad? God damn, I haven't seen it yet. Wait, there's a third Mean Girls? Oh, 2. Okay. Are we doing main questions now? I mean, yeah, we're doing any kind of question. Live action ball gown for Belle's horrendous, and like Emma Watson taking over the design ended up like a throwaway prom dress in like 18th century. Yeah, it just I saw it. It didn't look fantastic, to be honest, and I think that's kind of another point where kind of leave those sorts of decisions to the writers and directors and costume designers rather than the actors, because like yeah, they can have good ideas, but you know, not always. We don't speak of Mean Girls 2. Wait, Mean Girls 2 was a remake, not a sequel. Why is it Mean Girls 2? Why would they even call it that? Why am I like, let's get this over with? No, I'm not. I don't mind answering your questions, guys. Yes, The Nightmare Before Christmas is Disney. I wanted to like if it was Neil Patrick Harris, but it's just way too bad. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, Tommaso, come va?
I just realised we should probably plug the phone into the power.
Yeah. At least the live action Cinderella's dress did a good job. I actually didn't see that one. I know there were butterflies on it.
Alright. Cool. Next section.
Alrighty. Segment 2. Alright, so now we're going to get into the crappy examples.
Things that didn't work.
Yeah. So, well, actually, yeah, first and foremost, live action Disney.
Pretty much just all of the live action Disney movies. And okay, to be clear, I've seen the Beauty and the Beast one, and is that it? I think that might actually be the only live action remake I've seen. Have you seen any of the others?
I've not seen any of them.
Oh, really?
I just looked. Because I was always trepidatious about them going in, because I was always a bit so on just the whole idea of doing live action. Like, could really work, could be really shit. And then I kept hearing, I was like, nah, man, that just even if they're not that bad, it's like, you might as well just rewatch the original. Yeah. Because it's so much better, even when it's not terrible.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the Beauty and the Beast movie, I would say that that's true.
Yeah.
They like, I'm pretty sure it's longer, but I don't really know what they added. I think they made some of the songs longer, but like, I don't think they added anything that was actually worthwhile, that the story actually needed, that was actually an improvement in any way. And then they did the whole, he's gay, but he's not gay, but he's gay.
Yeah, well, like the classic Disney queer baiting.
Yeah, literally, they did all the he's totally gay things, but then they didn't at the same time.
Yeah, just, you know what makes a character, you know what makes a male character gay is when he like has romantic or like sexual interactions with another man, not making him flamboyant and then omitting all those other parts, you know?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because flamboyancy does not mean you're gay.
And that's pretty much what they did. Like, they heavily implied in areas, and that's like not, but that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just still Disney being cowards.
Pretty much. Well,
like
it's a money thing.
I get it.
I wouldn't call it them being cowards, because they're not afraid. They don't give a fuck what people think. They care about how much money they're gonna make.
Yeah, true. Yeah, whole Disney being greedy cowards.
Yeah,
being afraid of not making enough money, even though they're like the most powerful conglomerates in the world.
Have all the money in the fucking world.
Yeah, it's bullshit. But even like with The Lion King, I just saw clips from that and was like, yeah, no, I'm never watching this.
Lion King was weird because they made them like too realistic.
It was too realistic. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, guys, well, look at it. It's like, it's totally CG, but like perfect to real life. It's like watching fucking Animal Planet. And I'm like, okay, so how do they emote? Real lions can't emote facial expressions like humans do. But that's what makes the original compelling, is that they're characters. And I don't know, it's what makes any story compelling. Like, I was like, oh yeah, we're going to have like this whole story, and all the characters are just going to wear blank face masks. It's going to be like Squid Game, but just about the people who work for the Squid Game.
Have you seen Squid Game?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
It's all the workers and stuff with the like squares and triangles and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, let's just have every single character wear a blank mask so you can't see their facial expressions. Right. It'll work great.
Yeah. Okay.
And then also some casting choices like, I'm sorry, but I feel like we've established years ago that Beyonce is not the greatest actress.
I didn't know that we'd established that, but I assumed considering her lack of roles.
Pink Panther. Yeah, the Pink Panther 2. Yeah, she's not awful, but she's just kind of lacking.
Here's the thing about
Singing
that
parts were
with
great, though.
Beyonce, though, is that you can only be so dedicated to one thing.
Yeah.
Without, I guess, leaving other skills and talents behind
yeah.
along the way. So I don't blame her.
No,
but
I
I
don't-
think she just
I don't
needs
either.
to recognize
Yeah, yeah.
that if you're going to be known as one of the greatest performers of our generation as a singer, it's kind of tough to be an actor as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a diss.
It's not impossible, and it shouldn't be a diss.
Yeah, it's not a diss on her at all. But I also think that they thought, well, okay, but this is just a voice acting role. So, you know,
And
she doesn't
she's great
have to
with her voice,
she's
right?
great with her voice. You know, I think that on paper they thought this was a great idea, but then in reality, I do massively appreciate them trying to get as many black actors as possible for the roles, because they're like, it's set in Africa. Like, what the fuck? You know, why are you getting white actors to play characters who are like in Africa? At least for the most part. They still had Seth Rogen and shit. But still, for the main cast, cool. Really appreciate that. But
wait, hang on. Did Seth Rogen play Pumbaa?
yes, he did. Fuck. You just guessed that, didn't you? Yeah. Because of course he played Pumbaa. And yeah, a lot of the voice acting bits were good, but just the visuals don't work. And that's the same for a lot of them. Like, I know they're going to do a live action adaptation of Hercules as well. And I'm like, oh, so much of that movie's charm is rooted in the animation.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. If they were doing a live-action Hercules story, still Disney, but just not a remake of the 90s, like, animated one.
Yeah.
Just a different take, sure.
Yeah.
Totally fine. But
that in theory was kind of why I was actually a little bit hopeful for the Mulan adaptation.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that was one of the
I was
more
hopeful.
grounded Disney
It
movies.
could have worked.
So
you
you're
were
going to
saying this
go for a
earlier.
more grounded angle and change it up a bit. Because, you know, what's the point in trying to make it scene for scene? That clearly doesn't work. So let's try something different. And then they just botched it so bad by giving her superpowers or some shit. And yeah, they did the opposite of what I was saying before, where they had the like core concepts and were like, just threw that out and then shoved something else in there that didn't need to be there at all.
Well, I mean, in that sense, I guess I'm worried that they'll do the same thing with Hercules that they did with Mulan and just take out all of the, like, heart.
Yeah,
all of the songs, all of the warmth, all of the joy from the story. They're going to remove all of that and make this epic fucking Marvel-esque action movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty worried about that too.
Because, I mean, Hercules, without going the distance, can go fuck itself.
Oh, yeah. You can go the distance to go fuck itself. Oh, my God.
Go the distance to the, like, discount bargain bin.
Yeah.
You know?
I want Danny DeVito to be cast as Phil again. Okay?
just live action Danny.
We did the same for James Earl Jones, and yeah, it would fucking work. Phil, design-wise, is just Danny DeVito as a satyr.
Yeah.
So, come on, guys. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, no, I think that's entirely fair.
Yeah.
Get Danny.
Get Danny.
I mean, he's fucking done nothing besides It's Always Sunny for years. Okay, to be fair, I'm joking. I'm sure he's probably done other stuff.
No, he's done it.
It's like when I joked about no one wanting Zac Efron to sing after High School Musical. And
yeah, it's like
people mentioned a bunch of other times where he sung, and I was like,
we know it was just a joke, guys.
I was just fucking around.
But anyway, let's move on. So next one's Carrie, the Carrie remake with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah.
And I saw both versions of it, and yeah, for sure the biggest problem was just the casting of Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah, because you were telling me that she just didn't fit the part. Like, you didn't believe her as vulnerable.
I didn't believe her invulnerable at all, especially after seeing 2 movies where she plays Hit Girl.
Yeah.
The most not vulnerable character ever. But what's more also is just, fuck, it's going to sound harsh, but Chloe Grace Moretz is just too conventionally attractive. Like, the, I can't remember the name of the original actress, but yeah, she had a, like, non-conventional, like, almost androgynous kind of features. And it's like, okay, yeah, for sure. You would get bullied in high school for looking kind of different, you know? For looking, like, non-conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
But Chloe Grace Moretz looks way more like the popular girl who would bully Carrie rather than Carrie herself.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of just like, okay, her mum's a Jesus freak. Is there really anything else we're going by here? And I get how in a realistic setting in real life that would totally happen, but in the movies,
in movie world,
no,
not so much.
Like, reality is stranger than fiction. There's things in the
SpaceX. She's the original.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, the stuff that works in reality does not always work in cinema because stories just follow different rules. You know, shit that's like, oh, that totally wouldn't happen. It's like, yeah, it does happen in real life, but in a story sense, it just feels weird and out of place.
Yeah, it doesn't make total sense.
Oh.
Have a good one. Sleep is awesome. She's just saying bye.
Oh, okay, catch you later.
Good night.
Good night. What's her name? Who's the main actress from Silence of the Lamb? I always forget her name.
Silence of the Lambs. Oh, Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, though, killed it as the mom.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. She was the mom in
Carrie. In
right.
Carrie,
Okay.
and holy crap, she brought that role to another level.
Not really surprising.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster is fucking epic.
Honestly, you know what? Jodie Foster, like, in her, like, early 20s, like, late teens, would have played a really good Carrie. I think.
Sure.
I think what is ironic.
She could play both roles.
She could have played both roles. Yeah.
They just get CGI and make her play the daughter as well. As
yeah. And that was the other fucking problem with the movie. Was just honestly too much CGI.
Oh
just too
much.
much.
A lot of modern movies are having this problem. It's the problem we were talking about in High School Musical 3, where it's like too much money. Just because you have all of the money doesn't mean you have to throw all of it at it.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with these CGI movies of the last 10 or so years. It's just like, they have the money, they have the technology, so they're like, fuck it, let's just do the thing.
I find the best movies deliberately use a combination of both because they've been backed into a corner budget-wise or, you know, there's some kind of restriction on the filming location. So they're like, yep, fuck, we're just got to get creative about this. Yeah. But yeah, all the best movies, all the ones that have, like, the most acclaim and shit, like Captain America Civil War
usually
has like a blend. Yeah, they had like a blend. They don't really have their backs against the wall, but they had a distinct blend of CGI and live action elements.
I was thinking about the movies
the action work.
Like got to those points because of limitations.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's kind of like the original X-Men. One of the reasons they succeeded is because of the last-minute casting of Hugh Jackman, who they didn't want in the role because he was too tall and not known enough.
Yeah,
you know,
but killed it.
He was the right guy.
Exactly. You know, right guy for the job.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Another one. I mean, yeah, it's like Carrie. That's pretty much like my biggest complaints about it. It's just very much not having the right tools for the job.
Sure.
But RoboCop, whole other story. Yeah, just so much worse.
We were talking about this earlier, where it's like I was getting you to tell me about it, and I was like, "Hang on, I've seen this."
Yeah.
I saw the RoboCop remake. I've seen both of them, obviously. But, like, yeah, the RoboCop remake was so bland and uninspired that I forgot that I'd seen it.
Yeah.
That's only happened to me a few times in my life. And then RoboCop, I'm the one.
Your brain just purged it.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, let's watch this again? Hang on. You know, again, same thing with the one. I got through the third time I was watching that movie. Literally halfway through, about 45 minutes in, I was like, I've seen this twice.
Was that the one with
I've seen this.
Was that the one with Jet Li?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that movie because it's so bad.
That's the thing.
I love Jason Statham trying to do an American accent. It's great. It's so good.
I love bad action movies for being bad because they're fun.
Yeah.
The one I didn't find fun.
I thought
I forgot that I'd seen it 3 times.
Holy shit. I mean, I was much younger when I saw it, so
I saw it when it came out.
There's probably some bit. You were older than me. I saw it when it came out too.
That's true.
Yeah. But see, RoboCop wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, nothing fun about this. At least
the original.
Well, you know, the original.
Hell
was brutal fun.
Brutal fun for
fucked
sure.
Up.
Yeah, fucked up, but still fun.
Yeah.
This one had neither of those qualities.
Yeah, it was neither brutal nor fun.
At the very least, I could have understood if they were like, oh yeah, we amped up the brutality, but we lost all the campiness.
How would they amp up the brutality?
I don't know. But instead, they did the opposite. They were like, let's make it PG-13, so we can sell it to a wider audience, and then we're just gonna suck the life out of it.
All of the heart and soul.
All the best parts, all the things that really make it RoboCop are just not gonna be there. The whole struggle between him trying to like remember who he is, that whole character arc gone. The whole thing of his family being gone and him not remembering them gone. The whole, all the elements of the like, all the signs of the time. All the like bits, all the way that the original RoboCop is like a time capsule of the 80s and like all the fears of like, you know, what they thought society was heading towards.
But I also think that was like really important to the story.
It was super
the
important. Yeah. It was super important. And they just fucking watered it down for some reason. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But it was just,
they wanted to play it safe so they could hit a wider market.
Dude, they played it so safe. So safe. And then just shoved, like, big-name actors into it. It was like, hey, Samuel L. Jackson, we'll fix this. It's like, he's not even in the movie that much.
I was like, I don't even remember him being in it.
Yeah, he's like a newscaster kind of guy. Like a fucking, like, angry, you know, talk show sort of dude who's, you know, supposed to be a sign of the times because he's like a fucking... I don't know, maybe like a kind of Joe Rogan-ish kind of type, you know, like fucking, those kind of dudes who like just have like angry ranting sort of like news channels. But it just didn't really work.
It can be bad depending on who the person is, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It just did not work. At the very least, Carrie still had the core idea.
Right.
It just the tools that they used to try to make that story were not really there.
Sure.
But RoboCop was like, nah, man.
They didn't keep any of the heart and soul of that movie.
Nah, you took out the best parts.
I feel like they tried to make it cooler.
Yeah.
The main focus was on like more money and explosions and excitement.
Explosions.
More Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Did they hire Michael Bay?
No, pretty sure they didn't.
Weird.
Yeah.
It seems like a Michael Bay movie.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think so, but still, like, even like the CGI and stuff. And again, because they were forced to use miniatures and like practical effects in the 80s one, all the action really hits hard, especially the part where he's getting blown apart by the shotguns and stuff. It's gory as hell.
Intense, yeah.
Dude, so intense.
It's a nightmare fuel for when you're a kid. For sure.
Yeah, but in the remake, the CGI bullets and shit and the like the...
Yeah, you were saying the VFX.
He just is just a car explosion and he's just like a crispy man. And it's like, oh, okay, well, he's crispy now.
Sure. I guess he got cooked.
The one part that I would say did have more impact was the scene where they show him just how much of his like organic body is gone. And it's just his lungs and face and brain and one hand. Yeah, that was intense. Cause the bit where he's just
very
like
Darth Vader-y, right?
That was pretty Darth Vader-y, and like very sad because he's just like just kill me, kill me. Tell my family that you couldn't save me, because that's better than me living like this. That was pretty full on, but that was it. That was it. I feel almost like they had that scene. That's what they came up with first for the idea of RoboCop the remake, and then they tried to build everything around that, and it just didn't work.
Sure.
Yeah. And
last movie on that list is Total Recall.
Last one I got is Total Recall.
I'm actually glad that it's the last one. We've only got a few minutes left because there's not that much to say.
Yeah.
Total Recall, the remake, was so bland and uninspired.
Yeah.
You could easily forget that it happened.
I don't know why they changed the setting.
Yeah, that was weird. The whole dual planet thing.
More than anything else, it's just like, why is it not on Mars?
Yeah, that was an odd thing.
And it's just...
That really took away from the storyline. It
just keeps coming back to, like, why do you stop taking out the core elements? Like, it really just comes down to misidentifying
what mattered about these movies.
What matters about these movies, about these stories, what makes them good.
Yeah.
It's just like... Bro, I don't care.
Even though it's off topic, that just reminds me of the entire reason the Green Lantern movie got made.
Exactly.
Because they thought that, like, planes were what sold movies.
Yeah.
Fighter pilots!
Well, they thought that's what made Iron Man successful.
Yeah, they were like, the planes, right? The flying, the explosions.
The fighter pilot scene, guys, of course. And you know that they, like, threw around the idea of having Batman
be a fighter pilot?
Be a fighter pilot?
Which is so hilarious. It's like,
yeah.
Do we have any fighter pilot characters? Nah, Batman.
Yeah. Well, no, they thought of Batman first because he's such a big name one, but then they were like, wait a minute.
We have a character like that already.
Who's a fighter pilot. My God, oh my God.
Yeah, and back into casting. Terrible casting.
Oh, yeah, just totally.
I love Ryan Reynolds, but he is not Hal Jordan.
Oh, yeah, and that really goes to show because he's perfect as Deadpool.
Who are totally different characters.
Yeah, completely different, and it really goes to show that just casting can change everything.
Yeah, like Hal Jordan
Everything.
is like a stoic man's man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
But like a little bit of a
there's a little bit of a Lethal Weapon vibe.
Yeah, ironically enough, I think probably Tom Cruise would have done a better job.
Tom Cruise would have been fantastic.
Yeah,
way better.
That's Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Is Tom Cruise in Top Gun?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which is weird because they wanted him for Iron Man originally.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
for Iron Man.
He was the first choice for Iron Man. Tom Cruise.
That didn't happen.
Oh yeah, same.
That would have been weird.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Would have been so weird.
That'd be super weird.
Yeah, no, man. When it comes to just making a good reboot, it's just identify the key parts and then feel free to change the other stuff, but leave the core shit alone.
Yeah,
Don't touch it.
And I think you really got to focus on like not just the story and the plot, but have the character interactions and like the reasoning behind characters' decisions. Because one of the things that really throws me off any movie, TV show, or just story, just property or whatever, is when the characters are making decisions that don't make any fucking sense.
Right? Well, no, they make sense for the plot.
Well, they make sense because they decided to tell us that it makes sense.
They make sense because we need this thing to happen so the movie can happen.
Yeah.
That's the worst kind, but you get that in reboots a lot because they don't really know how to make a story, but they do know what's supposed to happen for this reboot. You know, Cinderella is supposed to go to the ball. We don't know why. We don't know how she's going to get there. We just know that it needs to happen. So we'll come up with whatever reason we have to make that sequence of events happen. And we did our job, guys. No, you didn't.
It didn't even have to be a ball. I'm surprised they haven't done a Cinderella story or any Cinderella movie that I can think of. It was just centered around like the music scene. It's just her going to like a gig. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right?
But hey, it's okay. We've got Sneakerella instead.
Oh god, don't even.
Haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's not out yet.
Oh, and
I don't think it's out for like a month or two. But yeah, Sneakerella, guys. I don't know if you guys have looked into it, but they're doing a Cinderella remake that's set in like modern New York. It's centered around a black kid who's great at designing shoes, and just from looking at the trailer, I was like, so your whole concept here was, what if Cinderella was a black boy instead of a white girl? That's interesting, right?
I mean, it's like
let's do stereotypes.
It might work.
It could.
It could work. I just don't trust them.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit too much like they were like, this is what black culture is, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more complicated than that, but sure, we'll call it.
I want to know who is identifying these things and
good question.
Who is making this story?
Who's decided that this is what the black culture in America is?
You know, if it is a black man making a movie about a black kid who's making, you know, that's cool. You know, if you're relating it to your own experience, then I trust you to kind of depict your experience. But if it's just like,
you gotta wonder then how much the studio is getting involved.
And then you've also got to wonder that, like, are you there genuinely, or did the studio just like put you there as a placeholder, and then we're like, yeah, but you're gonna just do all of our ideas, though.
Like, you give them the role. They give them the role of like director, and be like, now you do all the things we tell you.
Yeah.
You know.
So that way, if people get mad, we can say, hey, guys, we hired a black guy for this. It's not our fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
But yeah, those are a lot of our thoughts on the whole remakes versus reboots thing. Let's get this one over for the
incredible thoughts.
Incredible thoughts inside of my mind. All right, yeah, let's. Carrie got redone. Carrie got redone twice.
Twice? Man, that's all these reboots I didn't know about.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love Chloe Grace, but nope, not in the Carrie remake. Or Gustav is. So I don't like Ansel Elgort as the main dude. I don't know why, because I love him in Baby Driver.
I didn't even remember him in it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I barely know who he is. So, did they do a Carrie episode in Riverdale? No idea. Wouldn't be surprised if they did, though. I think a conventionally pretty actress who can pull off Carrie's vulnerability is Sydney Sweeney. She plays ugly and scary scenes pretty well. Don't know who she is.
I have to look into it.
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
Jodie Foster didn't play the mom. Julianne Moore did.
What?
Julianne Moore was apparently the mom in Carrie.
Hold on.
It wouldn't surprise me. They're both redheads, kind of. And they did use Julianne Moore to replace Jodie Foster in the Hannibal movie.
Oh, shit! You're right. It was Julianne Moore.
Good work, bro.
My bad.
They did
My
use
bad.
Julianne Moore to replace Jodie Foster in Hannibal, so...
That's probably why I got them mixed up. Whoops.
Hang on, speaking of Let Me In, how do you feel about American remakes of popular foreign movies, TV shows? Let Me In is originally Swedish. Okay, so I haven't seen Let Me In.
I've seen Let the Right One In, the original Swedish one, and I've not seen Let Me In. But I've heard lots of mixed things. Like, oh, some people say it's great, some people say it's terrible. They butchered the original, so I'd have to look.
This exact example, I don't know, but I can tell you that America has taken a few Australian shows and done their own versions.
Yeah.
Kath and Kim.
Yeah, no. That's it.
No.
Pivots on them being Aussie.
Like, the whole point of those two characters is that they're Australian.
Yeah, that they're bogans.
Which, by the way, Wilfred got right.
Yeah.
Because they kept the main guy.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Wilfred. It's the same actor.
That's great.
And he, had a huge impact on how they did the show. And it was just him and Elijah Wood being weirdos.
Yeah.
And Wilfred's a great show, by the way. The only problem with Wilfred at this point that I can remember, because I saw it when it came out, is just the fact that while watching it, there's probably 7 or 8 episodes where Alison Mack is a character. And you're like, oh man, I don't want to see her. Go away, Alison Mack.
Yep.
But aside from that, Wilfred's fucking fantastic. Kind of a BoJack Horseman type of thing, if we're getting into it like that, because it's a depressed reality show.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
It's a show about him figuring out his fucked up head.
Okay, fair enough.
You
sounds good.
Yeah.
I definitely want to watch it.
It's good. I like Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Oh well, The Office is an American adaptation.
That's true, but
Of
I haven't
a British
seen
show.
The Office. I've seen a few episodes, and I was like, I don't like these characters.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be likable.
I'm sure, but other shows do the same thing. Like Parks and Rec tried to do more or less the same thing. They just did a better version of it in my eyes. Parks and Rec is fantastic.
Yeah, sure.
Except for the treatment of Gary, Jerry, whatever, Terry. But I mean, I guess that was kind of the point of that plotline, so...
They didn't even pull a She's All That and give Chloe glasses and a ponytail.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's just...
It's just Chloe.
It's just Chloe.
Fair enough. I didn't see Chloe as a very sheltered and weird girl. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a good remake from 2002.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
The CGI was my greatest problem with the Carrie remake. There you go, same thing.
Yeah, the fact that she flew for a little bit was so weird. Why?
I really like the American Ring more than the original Japanese Ring.
I
haven't seen the original.
I haven't seen either.
I just saw the remake and I was like, yes.
You were like, yes, I'm never going to sleep again.
No. I just saw it and I was like, yes, now I've seen this.
Okay, fair.
Rent is also really good. I mean, Rent's a classic, but I haven't seen it. Just heard a lot about it. Battle Royale more than Hunger Games. So Hunger Games, from what I've heard, is just a rip-off of Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I really want to watch it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Coming to America 2, sadly, technically it's a sequel, but it didn't do justice to the original, especially because it took away Akeem's genuine kindness and thoughtfulness for a random gag of the plot. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy has really lost his way over the last 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, I did not expect that to be good at all, to be honest.
It's sad because I saw the trailers and stuff and I was like, yes, no.
Yeah. I like the original a lot.
Yeah, the original was fucking fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah. It's great we get to see the cast again, but why in this context? Yeah.
So that's the case.
I get that the Carrying remake was supposed to be set in present time where teachers can't hit kids, but the gym teacher from the remake was too soft and waited for her to slap Chris like the original. I don't know.
No, it's a fair point.
It wasn't just bad. No, they had to literally ruin the whole main character.
Yeah,
again, this is exactly what I was thinking about Coming to America. I'm like, Eddie Murphy has a habit of doing that.
Yeah.
It's like he just doesn't understand how characters work, which is weird.
He's just lost his touch. I don't know what else to say.
I think the reality is that he's lost his touch with being a regular guy because he's been a rich, famous guy for a long time, and his humor was really based around being a regular guy.
Yeah,
around relatability to a degree, at least early on. You know, Alex Jones type people. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Alex Jones.
Okay, Alex Jones is way worse than Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's...
Yeah, I don't know. That was the first one that came to mind.
I hear your point. Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on Halle Bailey as Ariel, despite the country when I first started singing? I don't know.
Haven't seen her as Ariel, but I don't care. The whole controversy thing about her, like, no, she can't be black. She's got red hair. I don't give two shits. Dude.
Oh yeah, I don't give two shits about her being black.
Do they play the character well, and is the character's ethnicity integral to their character?
Like, there are times when it is.
Like fucking Eddie Murphy's character in Coming to America.
It has to be black.
He has to be black.
More importantly, it has to be Eddie Murphy.
It has to be Eddie Murphy, yeah.
But, like, yeah, there are times where it works and there are times where it doesn't in terms of, like, race swapping. Like, like in The Flash when they race swapped the Wests. Don't care.
Who cares?
I don't give a shit.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all. But, like, if they tried to gender swap Booster Gold, sorry, race or gender.
Race or gender swap.
Actually, any kind of swap.
No.
If Booster Gold's not a tall, good-looking, like, blonde-haired white guy, it's not the same character.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's kind of pivots on that premise.
It pivots on the idea of privilege versus not privileged and how he's both.
Yeah.
He is both a privileged and non-privileged character at the same time, and that's important to the character.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the type of privilege. It is that rich white guy privilege, and they play on how that does and doesn't impact his life positively and negatively.
Exactly, yeah.
I know not everyone here knows who Booster Gold is. You should!
Yeah. That's a fucking movie they should make.
Booster, I know.
They really should.
Dude, Blue and Gold would be the ultimate buddy cop movie.
I know. The only thing that I could see as working as a tweak for Booster Gold would be
about the gay thing.
Would be to make him closeted homosexual.
The thing that kills me about that though is that, like, you're really leaning into the idea that, like, two guys who are super close can't be friends.
Well, no. See, that's where I would go. I would make Booster gay, but not necessarily Ted.
I know, but same thing. I mean, in the sense, it's like in a Cinderella story.
Oh, not even that he's attracted to it.
Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, kind of like I get what you mean. Yeah, like Cinderella story.
Like we can't just have two straight guys who are really close.
Yeah, true.
Know? It's like, since we did JD and Turk, that's it. They're the last bromance. Everybody else, you're gay or not.
Or
you're not close.
You
know what I mean?
True.
It's just, I don't think it sends a good message for all the straight guys out there.
Well, it's the ones who need to hear it.
That's what I mean.
The guys who need to be shown that it's like, hey, you can hug your best friend.
Yeah.
You can give your best friend a kiss on the cheek. That does not make you gay, dude.
It's totally cool. Yeah. Michael Bay is the kind of director who assumes his audience is stupid and then punishes them for his assumption, if that makes sense. I feel like that would make sense if he thought ahead enough about his audience, which I don't think he does.
No, he just does his own thing.
I think Michael Bay literally just thinks, I thought of a cool thing that I want to see. Let's build a movie around this shit.
Yep.
What do the audience think? There's an audience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Holly Zara's voice stunning. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Holly has a beautiful voice, that's for sure. It's a perfect Ariel. A lot of...
That's a good point.
What?
I mean, if Sebastian was Jamaican, I don't see why Ariel can't be a POC. Yeah.
Sure.
That is a really good point.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. When it's an animal sidekick whose
Totally
race you
cool.
don't get to see, oh, that's totally cool. But when it's the main character, oh man, no, that's just not accurate.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
I hate that people are salty because of that. Like, she's clearly talented to sort of let it be.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, I mean, look, black women get a disproportionate amount of hate.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to put it. Like,
it fucking sucks.
Even though this is another totally unrelated thing, and you probably won't know what I'm talking about, but some of you guys might. The whole hatred around Simone Biles pulling out of the Olympics, like, however long, it wasn't even that long, maybe 6 months or so. She pulled out for mental health reasons. She was like, I know I'm not mentally 100, and if I go in this competition, I could hurt, maim, or kill myself.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous gymnastics.
Yeah.
She was like, no, we've got capable competitors on this team. Let somebody else take the role. It's good.
Okay.
And everyone, well, not everyone. A whole bunch of angry straight white dudes got really shitty about it because how can you not want to represent your country, bitch? Like, pretty much in that vibe and tone. And with those
like, man,
yeah.
are you in the Olympics?
No.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And a side tangent. She didn't deserve that. So there's a Cinderella story based around her doing music. Cool.
Sick.
I'd like to see that.
That sounds fun.
I just remember I hate the third movie of the Mummy, although it was more to do with the recasting of Rachel White. Totally fair.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Been a while, but I don't even remember the third movie.
No,
because it was bad, right?
I remember parts of it, and I remember it because we saw it in gold class. It was like a treat because it's the Mummy for my family was like a bit of a like weird family tradition thing that was like, you know, we all saw the first one together, so we all saw the second one together, and we all saw the third one together, and we wanted to make a big thing of it when the third one came out. I was like, oh my god, let's get gold class for it. This will be fun. Yeah. Oh my god.
And it was not fun. Like, guys, we'll get tickets to the Mummy. It'll be fun. It was not fun.
But it was not fun.
Cinderella movie where she's just interested in music is another Cinderella movie. Another Cinderella story. Yeah, again, the 10-year age gap between Selena Gomez and Drew Seeley.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Honestly, if I'd known
We've
about
already
the age
done a
gap,
few of these age gap things that we just didn't know.
We didn't know, but I would not have been comfortable with it, to be honest.
Well, I'm glad that Sterling and Danielle didn't kiss.
Same.
In Starstruck.
Yep.
Oh Lord, I would not have enjoyed any of those Avenger films if Tom Cruise had been cast as Iron Man. He's just not the right part,
Yeah.
No. Not think of him without thinking of his domestic abuse history. I don't even know about his domestic abuse history, but it doesn't surprise me even remotely.
Yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, of course.
He seems like that kind of
I never knew, but I always knew.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. A Cinderella story, Once Upon a Song. Right. Okay, I do know what you're talking about now, my bad. Hang on. Shit in my eye.
The Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland, maybe a hot mess, but it was another childhood favorite because of the aesthetics, the solid cast, and Danny Elfman doing the score. Yeah, you're pretty much spot on there.
I don't remember it.
It just had all the right elements, and then just did not get pulled off well, which is a shame because like aesthetically, it's very on point.
Yeah, again, I saw it. I just don't remember anything besides Johnny Depp was in it.
Yeah.
So.
Sounds pretty on track. Sneakerella looked a mess, especially compared to Brandy's.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it just, again, Sneakerella, it really just looked like what do rich white people think black people want to see out of a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Cinderella story, if the shoe fits is sort of the same thing, but the girl is also a mechanic. It's just every version of if Cinderella was this?
We just got to let go of Cinderella for a while, guys.
At this point, I feel like Cinderella is basically just the movie version of Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different version, you know? It's like, here's Club Cinderella.
Yeah.
You know, here's Punk Cinderella.
Cinderella can do anything.
Right. I wouldn't mind other versions of Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, totally fair. Anything Danny Elfman does is golden. Yeah. No one needs to disagree with that. It's totally fair. Just started watching Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and so far I really like... Yeah, see, I got like 4 or 5 episodes into Sabrina, and I was like, nah, fam.
Yeah, I think I tapped out towards the end of the first season.
Oh, you got that far?
I did get pretty far in, but I was just like, nah.
Yeah, vastly different vibe, Jenna says. I agree with that, but I don't like the person, the actor playing Sabrina. I just didn't like her portrayal.
Yeah, I just don't think she's that great of an actor.
Fair.
But
and look, I might just be too attached to the original.
There was some very interesting choices that I liked story wise, but overall just felt kind of flat to me.
Totally fair. Okay. I remember mixing up the actor from Wilfred with Jim Jeffries. That makes sense. They're both rude Australian guys. Being Human was also remade by Sci-Fi. I've heard about it, haven't seen. Community was amazing since The Office and Parks and Rec were mentioned. Yeah, Community and Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine are 3 of my all-time best sitcoms ever. Yeah. I kind of only remember the original and Snow White and the Huntsman. Oh, they're talking right between each other. I think it's wrong to criticize the author of Hunger Games with theft. I don't expect a white woman from America to know anything about Battle Royale. She should, but this is America. I don't care about theft.
Look, yeah, no, that's
There's
kind
no such thing as an original storyline.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I don't really... I do understand the frustration that, when... another country does an idea, it kind of never gets heard of. It's a cult classic, but then when it takes off in America, then it's oh my god, this idea is so original and amazing, and it's like, well, not really. The idea of dystopian death games has been around for a while. Let's all calm down, maybe, but I wouldn't go as far as she stole the idea. Did she though?
It's kids in Battle Royale.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. It's not like a super heavily overdone story, but is it fucking new? No.
Yeah, there's a million versions of the same ideas.
Or at least similar ideas.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with songwriting. This is a thing that really gets me, is that just because a song has similar individual elements to other songs does not make it plagiarized.
Yeah, no.
There's more to it. And it's always people who don't write songs or don't make movies making these arguments. And
Exactly.
It's like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're
there
talking
are
about.
only so many ideas.
Yeah.
You know? It's like the same people who are like, man, it's just like, it just relies too much on cliches. And it's like, everything does.
Mm-hmm.
Everything does. You're just talking about an example that did it poorly.
Mm-hmm. Alex Jones is friends with Joe Rogan, though.
Yeah.
So?
Oh, just like that Joe Rogan is like not great.
Oh, I never
Well,
said Joe Rogan was great. I said Alex Jones is worse.
He's worse. He is objectively worse. They're both bad. Just
I never said Joe Rogan was good.
Alex Jones.
He's just like whatever. I guess.
DC, please make a Booster Gold movie.
Oh my god,
right?
yeah. But DC, the problem with DC is that because DC has succeeded so long, they never really had the down fucking moments that Marvel had. So they never had to get super creative and explore their other characters. They're like, we've got fucking Batman.
Yeah, we got Batman and Superman. Why the fuck?
And Wonder Woman. But Batman is the...
Yeah, we got Batman. Why would we go for Booster Gold, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, because people are sick of Batman.
So sick of Batman. I don't even really care that much about the new movie. Like, I'll see it.
Yeah.
But I'm not hyped or anything. I'm just like, whatever. More Batman. Sweet. Side note, I hope DC doesn't just race swap, and I hope it's enough, like you need to create PSU characters as well. Well, in this specific case, when it comes to DC, you could potentially make Ted Kord race swapped. I don't think that there's anything specific, at least that I can think of, where I'm like, oh, he has to be a white guy.
I mean, some people have said that he's Jewish coded, but I think I'm like, wait, is that like just stereotype stuff?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's
or at
like,
least, actually, I can't tell. I don't know enough about Jewish culture.
You know what? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave this to Jewish people to decide.
I'll leave that to them, too.
You know?
But yeah, like...
I wouldn't be bothered either
the
way.
Other characters in the Booster Gold stories, I don't mind. But Booster himself has to be a tall, blonde, white guy.
Well, it kind of also then comes down to, like, we need a black Superman. There is a black Superman.
Yeah, we got one.
It's Val Zod.
Yeah.
We have a character who has that. And it's like, yeah, when you have a black character, who kind of fills out that role, it's kind of insulting to just be like, let's make Clark Kent black. And it's like, why don't you give focus to this original character without having to rely on a white character's history to like boost the like popularity?
And like Val Zod hasn't really been that heavily explored.
No, he hasn't.
I don't think he's been ruined yet, although I haven't read all of the stuff he's been in, just some of it. So.
Mind you, I still would have been totally in favor of Donald Glover playing Peter Parker when they were like talking about it. It's like the Amazing Spider-Man reboot. But I am so much happier that they focused on Miles Morales instead because we got Spider-Verse that way.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, instead if Donald Glover had just played Peter Parker, it just would have been the same story.
It would have just been the same movie
again, but
just with Donald Glover.
Just with Donald Glover instead. And it's the same thing with like Superman, being cast as like a black guy. It's like, but you don't get to tell a different story.
It's just the same story.
It's just the same story, but with a black actor instead. And, character deserves better than that.
Yeah. Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka were treated horribly. I did a whole psych project about how toxic the Olympics are for black female athletes. Not surprised.
Yeah, pissed.
Not even remotely surprised.
Pissed off, just not surprised.
Sure, yeah. How people feel about the Are You Afraid of the Dark remake. I didn't realize they remaking that. I mean, it's a whole show, so...
That's right. No, I loved that show.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen
it as well. Yeah, it was a good show. The way so many people reacted to Simone was disgusting. Yeah, straight up. You okay, Sammy? Yeah?
Yes.
Do I not seem okay? What'd I do?
I don't know. 1997, Cinderella version with Whitney Houston and Brandy, diverse cast and a banger soundtrack. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's got Whitney Houston and Brandy. That's all I need to know. Don't need to tell me anything else. I'll watch this. Rags is a Nickelodeon movie that had male as the Cinderella character, and I don't remember it being too problematic. Yeah, the thing with Cinderella, I don't care about whether you do or don't gender swap them. It's why and how.
Yeah, exactly. And with anything like that, any kind of progressive choice, I'm like, I'm fully supportive of progressive creative choices. But if it's done right,
basically it has to be done because there's a story to tell, not because of service.
Yeah, and not because of a studio exec wanting to make a cash grab out of being progressive.
Trying to make more money from being woke.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, Cobra Kai Season 4.
Oh, yeah?
So good.
Oh, okay, cool.
So fun.
Yeah, I really need to watch it.
there's a couple of moments, and I think they did this in previous seasons a few times, let's be honest, but they're trying to make Johnny Lawrence understand how to talk to, like, young women so that he can, like, recruit or whatever.
Right.
And he just gives out this, like, long, like, bit of just, like, all of the feminist words, and it kind of makes sense, and the girl's like, yeah, okay, it seems inclusive, and I'm just like, he has no fucking clue what he just said.
Yeah.
He's just a complete parrot. He's like, I learned feminism.
Yeah, I did a feminism. He's a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Yeah, that's actually the thing I like about the Johnny Lawrence character in Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not a bad guy. He just genuinely doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
he tries, he just fails.
Well, that would be like another one that, like, you can't race or gender swap this character.
Johnny Lawrence needs to be a white dude.
That is the character.
Yeah.
You know, he's a privileged, ignorant, like, straight white guy.
Again, actually, he's similar to Booster Gold in the sense that he's both privileged and not at the same time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw a take that Cinderella might work if she was trans. That might explain why her shoe size is different.
Oh, I've seen that, like, little fan theory. I'd be interested to see that because, again, it works into the core concept of Cinderella. You know, the whole transformation bit, the whole, you know, wanting to be somebody else, and, you know, again, the shoe thing as well. It was like, that's why the shoe couldn't fit anybody else.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah. I love rags. I seem to have it. I miss them all the time. Don't know what that means, but okay. Rag and let it shine as Bob's. Batman is the
DC Cinderella.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he was rich beforehand.
He was already rich, yeah. Rags did Cinderella, but Cinderella was a guy. Yeah, okay, we talked about that. That's cool. I love Batman, but I'm sick of DC just making Batman movies. Like, stop. Yes. Well, I wouldn't say nobody's asking for them. I would say there's a giant fan base of people who just can't move on.
Yeah, they just...
I don't know what the fuck the deal there is.
They just gotta let go. Because there's always new fans, you know, coming into it as well.
Yeah, that's true, but it's like, bro, can we, like, there's so many Bat family characters that haven't even barely gotten touched.
At least in the video games, they're fucking catching on to that with Gotham Knights.
But it took, how long for us to get a live-action Nightwing, and it's not even on the big screen. He's played well.
I know.
Brenton Thwaites in Titans, but like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Actually, I might get off this question screen because it's just like mocking me at its 0-0 timer.
Yeah. We're down to the end.
We're just chatting now.
Guys, this is the end of the stream, so we're just going to chat for a little bit with you guys, go through these questions, and then we're going to bail.
Just going to talk shit.
Yeah. Brutus says, I'm excited for the new movie because it looks like a lot like the games and comics. Seems to be the one that will be the closest to what I like on the character. Crap, I'm not sure which.
I think it's about Batman.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sure.
Also, I think Robert Pattinson is going to have done a better job as Batman during Edward role than as Batman. Oh, that he will have done a better job as Edward than Batman. I don't know. I like that we're finally getting to the point where we can accept.
She's saying that like his version of Edward was a better Batman than Batman.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, right. Well, then, yeah, and like, no, that's ties into what I was going to say, that I'm happy we've finally gone to the point where we can all accept that Batman is just an edgy goth kid.
Let's leave reboots in 2021. Good luck.
Yeah.
Look,
nah.
Here's the thing with that, though, is that, like, even if you say that you're not doing a reboot, you can say you're doing an original story. It's like, bro, all the stories have been done. Whether you like it or not, the shit you're doing is a retelling of something else.
A lot of movies people don't even realize are reboots.
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah, they don't even realize that there was an original that fucking came out 30 years prior.
Donald is supposedly Miles' uncle. In
he's Uncle Aaron.
True. Spider-Man Homecoming's Uncle Aaron, yes. You were scratching in your eye a second ago. Oh, I just had a fucking eyelash. Yeah. Eyelash in the old eye. When it comes to athletes who get treated badly in the last F1 race of the season, Nicholas something crashed and kind of decided the championship. He literally got death threats, which is just... I don't know anything about cars or racing.
I'm just not okay with anyone getting death threats.
Well, yes, 100. Especially because it's the people who are getting death threats are always people who did nothing to deserve death threats. But they're the people who should be getting death threats.
Yeah,
don't get them.
No, not happening.
At least not that we know of.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking heard of one. This animated show that I've been looking forward to taking a peek at called The Ghost and Molly McGee. Apparently, because the main character was not being shipped with a character that the fans wanted her shipped with.
Fuck off,
Yeah, the creators got death threats and got told that they're fucking being anti-LGBT
Fuck
and like
off.
it's like, dude,
yeah.
fucking don't just do
Just
that.
Stop.
And they were like, they even confirmed, look, we do have a queer relationship plan for the show. It's just not this one.
This one, yeah.
Just not these two characters. And yeah, apparently they got sent death threats by fans. And even if it's only a few fans, it's still just
Doesn't
like,
matter.
it just shouldn't happen.
Get your
at
fucking
all.
shit together.
Get your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Holy crap.
You are not progressive if you do this.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
you're not.
Have you guys thought about doing teen horror movies? What do you mean thought about? We've
Right.
done Ginger Snaps and Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Well, more teen horror movies?
Sure.
I mean, sure. Freaky, for me, is on the list. The one with Vince Vaughn. But it's
Isn't
also
that
kind
kind
of...
of fucked up.
It's super fucked up, and that's the problem. That is the kind of difficult point, is that how do we get it?
Also, the problem with teen horror movies, or just horror movies in general, is that the large proportion of, like, angry incel dudes that we then have to deal with.
Yeah.
So, Tim Drake needs more attention. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Tim Drake is one of the most underrated Bat family characters. Batman, the cinematography and what he has done with the movie seems a lot like the comics and games, so I love it. Yeah, I give you that. That does seem relatively fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to head out. Have a good one, Tori.
All right, see you, Tori.
Have a good evening, I guess. Have you guys read Batman Wayne Family Adventures on Webtoon? No.
Nah, but I have heard of it.
Reboots have been happening since silent movies were a thing. Straight up.
Yeah.
And again, there's so many popular, famous movies, people just don't realize are remakes or reboots. Because they were so good that people forgot about the original.
Exactly. I'd love to see My Life as a Teenage Robot rebooted. Yeah, that actually would probably make a really good reboot.
From what I've heard about that show, that makes sense, but I never saw it. So,
Yeah.
This is my first stream, guys. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Thank you, Gabriella.
Catch you later.
I hope you had fun. You as an individual, because you're not two people.
You don't know.
she could be many people.
It's
There's
Gabriella.
two people in her thumbnail.
It's Gabriella and Rios.
So I have to
Alright.
go. My bed is calling. Have a good one,
Yeah.
Jenna. Yeah, we're getting
Looks like
to
a
that
few
point,
people
guys.
ahead
Don't worry.
now,
We're
yeah.
winding down. Jungle to Jungle is a reboot.
Yes, it
Is
is.
it?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
This is the one with Tim Allen, right?
Yeah, that's right. As I was looking up reboots to talk about, and a bunch of them, I was like, "That's a reboot."
And this is kind of my point.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter if it was done before or not.
Yeah, when people are like, "Reboots just don't work," I'm like, "Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
Yes, they do. Half your favorite movies are reboots. You just don't realize it."
Yeah. Reboots are just part of it. The thing is, we have a lot of other things to reboot. We don't need to keep doing the same. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, completely agree.
That is the problem.
This is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
This is why I keep bringing up Sliders and Animals. Two things where, like, the original property, like, the original shows or whatever,
just don't done
were
justice.
mismanaged. They were mishandled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, but the concept, the premise was
Yeah.
so good. It's just like, dude, if this was just done right.
That's the problem. They only look at the numbers.
I know.
They only look
I
at
know.
no, Animorphs is a flop and it'll never work because it didn't work, you know?
We're
And it's like
also thinking about the time it's been
it
since.
wasn't it wasn't
Which
it
is
wasn't executed right.
It just was executed badly as a TV show. They didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Literally, the biggest problem watching the Animorphs TV show was just, this doesn't have enough money.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that when I was like 14 or whatever, and
Yeah.
it came out, and I was like, aw, I wish this wasn't done by, like, what was it? I think Scholastic actually had their own
they
TV
did.
studio
They did.
for a couple of shows.
That's right.
And yeah, that was one of the things they did. And it was just like, a book company probably shouldn't be making shows and movies. They should maybe get someone else to do it.
Probably.
Just a thought. You know?
Just saying.
Seriously though, I can't fucking harp more on how much I want Animorphs to be redone.
Well, you can.
Oh, no, I can.
You shouldn't.
No, I can and I will. Homeward Bound and Major Pain are also reboots.
Yep.
Fucking, see, that's what I'm talking about. Major Pain was so... I don't remember. I never saw Homeward Bound for the record, but Major Pain? Legit. Yeah. Huh? Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. Dude, Major Pain was so funny back in the day. I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if it still holds up, but Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
Classic.
Let's leave Spider-Man movies in 2021. Sorry, I disagree because I am so keen for Across the Spider-Verse.
See,
you have no idea.
What I want to leave behind is Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
We're
I'm good with
done with
Spider-Man
Peter
stuff.
Parker.
Just move on from Peter Parker.
Which is why Spider-Verse
Miles
is
Morales.
so refreshing.
Fantastic.
I want
I like it's Miles and Gwen.
Yeah, I want more Gwen.
Yeah.
I'm also keen because I read that they've got plans to do a Spider-Woman style one, where it's
Sure.
all the different Spider. So like Gwen Stacy, Jessica Drew, you know, like those ones. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Cool. Jackie got the part of Rizzo. Oh,
I saw that message. I'm sorry I forgot to reply, but yeah, that's awesome, dude.
good luck nailing that audition, my guy. My girl.
My girl.
Oops, sorry. I'm so used to using male pronouns for just everyone.
Yeah, everybody is dude.
Everyone's a bro.
Yeah.
That was just so bad. I just say message. Oh, this is from that.
Yeah.
Right.
He literally had to issue a statement on social media. Yeah.
You know, like Scream or Urban Legend.
Yeah, it's the fucking Voltron Legendary Defender thing all over again. Jesus Christ.
I appreciate what you're saying, Sid and Tatum, teen horror like Scream or Urban Legend, but what you're really saying is you want to see more horror movies from us.
Yeah.
Because again, this is changing. We've done teen horror movies.
Yeah.
Scream or Urban Legend would fit into similar categories. Don't leave us. Oh, Celeste.
Sorry. You gotta go eventually.
We can't stay here forever. More of a remake musical, but Tick Tick Boom was phenomenal. That's the new one with Andrew Garfield, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Not
It's
sure.
a social media movie?
I think so.
It looks great if that's the one I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah. You got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom. That's a fucking reboot too?
Oh, I don't know about that
They
one.
must have done that with like letters in the first one. Jesus Christ, okay.
The original Teen Wolf movie didn't do well, and the TV show is giant. Someone new with a new take on the subject and a different view can make anything better.
Here's the thing about this though. The original Teen Wolf movie was fun, and the new one, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it was great. I haven't seen it, but it seems like it was made for an entirely different audience.
No, it was.
Not just like because it's a different time. I mean, it's made for different people regardless of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, they were just like, we're going to make this for thirsty tweens.
Yeah, and look, better or worse is subjective, but it's just an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's two different in case.
Yeah.
Hang on. So, the original, right? Sorry, but I gotta go for all.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Jackie.
Catch you later.
Hope you're doing well. I think most John Hughes movies wouldn't make sense if they got rebooted for today, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Modern day technology just doesn't make it believable for 2022.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Ferris
Absolutely.
Bueller's Day Off would make absolutely zero sense in a today's setting.
A lot of 80s movies.
Yeah,
a lot of
80s
movies which, just have like technology-specific things, you know? Like, like sometimes it really does work, like with the Invisible Man.
Right.
That was a really good reboot that they...
But they changed things.
But they changed it accordingly, you know?
Yeah. And also, I don't think the original Invisible Man was stuck to the year that it was being made in. So, Secret World of Alex Mack would be fun. Yes, it would.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Good call.
Here's the thing, number 5.
Only 5? Go me. I forgot Spider-Man was Steph's favorite hero.
Yeah.
Well, not so much Steph's favorite hero. It's more that Spider-Man...
No, my favorite.
Since the Spider-Verse movie came out, or before that too?
No, before that.
Oh, really?
Spider-Man's, definitely been like my number 1.
Oh, really? Yeah. I never really... Like, I always enjoyed Spider-Man. I just never understood why he was everybody's favorite hero.
Relatable.
Not to me. Well, I guess that's why.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's why. That's why.
On the other hand, a really good Nancy Drew TV series would be super good. Did they not do that? Are they not currently? I'm confused. Is that not currently a thing?
Yeah, I thought that was happening.
I thought they did that. I want new X-Men movies. Yeah, fair. But I just want them to do it right now that they have the time and money. And that kind of stuff.
I'm giving them one last chance. I'm a little bit tired of the X-Men movies.
But here's the thing: if we're doing it with a different studio, Miguel O'Hara is a fun Spider-Man character to explore,
and I'm super keen that he's going to be in Across the Spider-Verse.
John Hughes reboots would have a lot of misogyny and racism to delete.
Yeah.
Or at least handle differently.
You'd have to completely redo them if you wanted them to work for a contemporary audience.
True story. The one with Andrew Garfield, who trained for a year, which is super impressive. Love the story. Hang on. I thought he was playing a social media influencer. Did he do social media for a year? What?
Social media training.
I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess he's the one on the Netflix is also. Huh?
Don't know what they're talking about.
Sorry, Christina. I'm not with you.
Jackie's still here.
Oh, she's still here. I thought you were going. I said bye and everything. The Shop Around the Corner in 1940 with James Stewart was the original You Got Met. Oh, okay. God damn.
Yeah, a lot of times they use different names and stuff, you know?
But they're also like really old movies.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like the original John Carpenter's Thing is a reboot.
Right.
It's from the thing that fell to Earth.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, it's like from the 50s or some shit.
I'd be curious to see rebooted. Would be the Man Who Laughed. The
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that Joker was based on.
Yeah.
Curious, right?
Gwynplaine.
Yeah. And yes, they used letters for the original Shop Around the Corner. Well, there you go. Yeah. Fucking good old-fashioned envelopes and shit.
I feel like I'd rather get more book adaptations than reboot/adaptations from the same stories over and over. Yeah, that's fair. There's lots of original stories that have not had their moment in the spotlight.
Original. Yeah. But yes, I hear what you're saying. Got a time to wrap this up, hon. Yeah, it's 10:45, so it kind of depends. Do you guys have more questions? Because it looks like we're up to date here.
We're up to date now.
So if we're all good here, I think we might end it in 5. If you've got a few more things, we can stretch it to 11 just to keep that even on the clock, whatever.
On the dot.
Yeah. Steph took the iPad for time. He's not reading the comments. What do you mean I'm not reading the comments right?
We're both reading them.
I'm fucking doing fine over here. Yeah. Thanks, Jackie. Jerky.
Oh, rude.
You might struggle with The Man Who Laughed. I love it, but you need to be prepared for a tough story. Yeah,
I've heard it's sad.
That's kind of why I think like a reboot or a remake would do well. Just because it's a good real story, right?
Yeah. And that's the same reason why I think that a remake of The Hunchback of Notre Dame would do really well.
Sure.
Because again, just the more grounded, experimental ones from the early 2000s era of Disney, like that, Treasure Planet, Atlantis, they fuck's like, guys, what do you got to lose, you know?
Grounded. Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Totally grounded.
Oh, yeah.
Grounded in space adventure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck, it would do awesome because it's less grounded.
Yeah. He's All That reboot is what you're saying. Oh, yeah, right. I mean, we haven't seen it. I just didn't want to. It looked bad. So.
Yeah. And maybe we will eventually.
Did you have thoughts for Superman and Lois Season 2? As long as they move away from the family storyline, I thought they really, they did a lot of good things with the emphasis on family in the first season, but they also did some things that were like, you're only doing this because you're trying to stick to the theme, right? We don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for Superman and Lois Season 2. I really like the fact that they have Steel as a character and his now daughter, but should be niece, Natasha Irons. I guess it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really keen. I want them to explore Steel more. That's what I want from Superman and Lois Season 2 is Steel.
Yeah. Steel. More Shaq.
How
do you feel about more Daredevil and Miss Charlie Cox? Yeah, man, same. I was so bummed when I found out that got axed.
However,
there's rumor that he's going to be brought into the MCU.
It would be very weird and confusing if he wasn't at this point.
Yeah, especially because they've opened up the whole multiverse thing.
Well, hang on. You haven't seen the Hawkeye series yet, have you?
No.
You need to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I want most 90s sitcoms to never be rebooted again, leave them in the past.
Yeah.
It depends. It really depends. Something like Friends?
No, it won't work.
You know what I mean?
It just will not work.
But there are certain things that would.
Yeah.
So it depends. Have you seen Encanto? No. Encanto is one of those movies that will go on the channel. So when we see it, you will know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Save yourselves and don't watch. Damn it. Don't watch what?
He's All That.
Oh, yeah, we were never going to.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, we might do it for the channel at some point, I guess.
We'll get to a point where we're just going to run out of stuff to watch.
You'd think that.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows?
There's always new
Considering
things.
We do movies roughly once a week, we're actually going to be more fine than some of the other channels.
Yeah, we might catch up to just becoming we just do
more
stuff
general?
that's coming out, you know?
Oh, more current.
Yeah, more current.
See, I'm not really worried about old or new. It's just how well does it fit our vibe.
I do really miss Disney 2D animation, though. I know 3D animation is more efficient. CGI is how most animators are trained. Just want to see different animation styles from Disney.
Agree.
Yeah, that's it. I agree.
I think it depends on the story.
And I really like the blending styles.
Blending styles, yeah. I mean, both
Clouds,
Spider-Verse and
Spider-Verse,
Clouds. Yeah, great examples. Isn't Arcane kind of along that line?
Arcane as well. Oh my god, Arcane is so good. Anyone who hasn't seen it on Netflix, Arcane, watch it. It's so good. You don't have to know shit about League of Legends. It's just a fantastic story.
The CW shows haven't been hitting like they were back in the Arrow days for me. Yeah, I mean, okay, good fun thing there. Good thing is I feel like Flash realized how bad season 7 was, so they wanted to end it good.
Yeah.
With season 8, they just did 5 episodes. They're not amazing, but they're solid. They're I at least wanted to see the next episode after I'd watched an episode. Whether it was with the last season, I felt like I was just trudging through it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just trying to finish it.
I trailed off from all that stuff.
I know you did.
Because I just got tired.
Yeah.
I just got tired.
It's really unfortunate because some shows like Legends of Tomorrow didn't get good until like season 3 and then just got better with every season.
Yeah, for sure.
Like by season 5 or 6, I was like, this is the show that I wanted.
I wholeheartedly believe you. I just don't have the stamina for it.
Well, the good thing with that is that you don't have to go back. I wouldn't say that you need to watch the first 2 seasons of Legends at all. You could pretty much just start with 3 or 4.
Nah, I do.
I wouldn't.
Personally.
No, for you. I know how your brain works. I'm talking about.
In general, go hard.
Just people in general.
Go hard, just for me.
I know that you wouldn't, and that's really unfortunate.
I know.
But yeah, the first 2 seasons, at least, of Legends of Tomorrow, I don't even remember the second season.
Fair.
But season 3 is when it started to get its shit together.
Oh yeah, the Swan Princess. One of the few non-Disney princess movies. That one's on the list for sure.
Yeah, I don't really remember what's up there. This CW ended with the 100 season 4. Yeah. Come on, man. Like,
are
funny,
you guys gonna argue?
Because if you were saying the middle of season 3, you haven't seen it.
No.
If you were saying when you know who died, I'd like to say you know who, but quite a few people died.
That doesn't narrow it down.
It's not specific, and I don't want to ruin it. I know.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's fair. I was mad at that too. But, the 100... Dude, I still liked the latest seasons. I don't care how ridiculous it got. I still had fun with it. Most of the other Arrowverse shows, I still enjoyed, even though Flash and Supergirl in particular got really bad towards the ends of their runs. But then we've got Stargirl, Superman, and Lois. I actually enjoy Batwoman. I think people give it way too much shit just for being black and female. Or just female early on, but you know what I mean.
Female and gay?
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely... It's got to play some part in it, for sure. Yeah. But I mean, like, I didn't even think about that until recently. I was like, hang on, Batwoman is literally just minority people have a show. Yeah. And everyone hates it. Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
What an odd coinkydink.
Could have seen this one coming. But yeah, Batwoman's a fun show. It gets way too much shit. And then, yeah, the CW has got some good stuff. I'm very curious to see what they do next, honestly, what they're going to bring in.
Fair enough.
Ready for you guys to watch Disney's Descendants? Don't worry, we're going to get there soon. There's a few of these classic DCOM sort of franchises, like the Cheetah Girls.
I actually reckon I'm going to make a playlist on the channel for just DCOMs. And, yeah.
I don't want to have separate playlists like that for the commentaries now. It just separates the audience even further.
Oh, fair enough.
I want that. Yeah. The Witcher was another amazing series from 2021.
Oh, I heard very mixed things about it. It's part of the reason why I never got into it.
But the question isn't, is it good? The question is, how butthurt are you of like an original fan? If you are one of the super fans who are like, no, page for page, adaptation, direct. Yeah. Then you're gonna be mad.
No, I heard criticism more from Mateo, who like plays the games.
Oh, sure. And from the games or the books. But what I'm saying is, if you're a fan of the series already and you're mad at the things they changed, then
you won't like it. Yeah.
But again, then you're just nitpicking because they didn't do the things you wanted. The question, is it good or bad, has nothing to do with your argument. Yeah. Like, The Witcher is good. Doesn't matter if you like the changes or not.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
More TV shows ended on a high note instead of a million seasons getting worse and worse. I
mean, fair.
We all do, but money.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Money and time, and do they know when they're going to end and all that kind of stuff. Have they talked about why they do female-led movies so many times?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Sid and Tatum.
It gets exhausting. Just accept it.
This is our brand.
This is us.
Yeah. Anastasia is another movie you should watch.
Yes, we're going to get there.
Yeah. Don't worry. I couldn't forgive them. Murphy and Amoria were cute, though. Yeah, for real. Don't listen to that.
Okay.
I prefer a short but sweet TV show than a long one that drags on, even if it starts good. I agree with that. Yeah. Oh, and just quickly, Jen with the Murphy and Amori thing, I really like that take, because again, Murphy is like, it's not about how good or bad he is, it's just that he gets the most character development. He grows. He's a person. He's a real human being.
As far as short and sweet stories, you should check out Centaur World. It's only got 2 seasons, but damn it, they kill it. Dude. They absolutely kill it.
Kipo.
And Kipo.
It's like 10 episodes per season, right?
Yeah, and 3 seasons in total. I think
you could tell they wrote it all in one go. They were like, "We're gonna make something sick. Let's finish it before we release it."
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny? Like Netflix has a really bad reputation for canceling stuff after 2 seasons, but I think now shows are actually like showrunners are writing
getting ahead of it
within 2 seasons, being like, "Yep, okay, this is gonna
make it 3 seasons.
2 or 3 seasons." I think
2 seasons is too short.
Well, Centaur World made it work. That's what I like. Is that like they made it work in 2 seasons. And I think they were deliberately being like, they can't cancel us this way.
I think Gravity Falls kind of falls into that.
They got cut short. They
got cut short, and B, it wasn't really 2 seasons.
Yeah,
like it was and it wasn't.
They wanted 2 seasons. They wanted either 3 seasons in a movie, or 2 seasons and 2 movies.
Yeah.
But they only got 2 seasons and 1 like movie length special. Yeah, so it got cut short in every sense, which is why the ending felt rushed.
Oh, that's why I never rewatched the ending.
Tale as old as time. Same thing happened to Steven Universe. Got cut short, even though then they ended up... They had the time to make a fucking sequel series, so... I don't know. Just studios being stupid, man.
Gravity Falls, though, is one of the most, I think, underrated animated shows.
Ooh. 100%.
Like, if Avatar is the most well-rated show at this point, everyone agrees Avatar is one of the best animated shows ever.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls is one of the most unrecognized, because people recognize it. There are people who love it.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
There are just a lot of people who do not catch it at all.
Sorry, not a person for TV shows.
That's fair.
Yeah. True, still haven't had a chance to check out Stargirl. Dude, Stargirl is it's just a different take on a superhero show for once. It's like she's actually happy and vibrant, and there are times like she has a lot of learning to do within the show, but they do get to that for the record. And there are times when the Stargirl character is annoying, but she's annoying for at least interesting reasons. It's not like she's a reluctant fucking broody asshole like every other hero. She's fucking stoked to be a hero.
I hate when they just try to have blanket like standards that they just try to apply to every single character. Every character has to be broody. Every character has to be serious.
And she's not broody at all.
You know, and it's like, no, just situation to situation, guys. Even like, oh, we have to race bend every character so that way we can be like woke and up to date. And it's like, no, you don't. No, you need to recognize when that's appropriate, because not always.
Yeah. And to be clear, Stargirl is a show for pretty much for teenagers, young adults. It's a YA show, realistically.
Yeah.
But it's just well done. And Luke Wilson as a stepdad. It's Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And, the Crocs. You gotta love the Crocs. Sportsmaster and Tigress. Artemis.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
So good.
Nice.
Fucking Sportsmaster is the best.
Second season of Legends was one where they introduced JSA and Vixen.
That's true. Yeah, there were things I liked about that season. Now that I'm thinking about it, because they did the JSA. That's true, but realistically, Legends it got better after that. Unfortunately,
Serenity doesn't trust the CW after what they did to Supernatural.
I can understand that.
I also dropped off that one.
Is it the CW that did that to Supernatural, or is it the fans?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
The fans fucking ruined Supernatural.
The fact that it was so bad that
the writers my sister's heavily invested in the Supernatural thing.
The fact that it was so bad that the writers of Stranger Things put out a public announcement being like,
Supernatural.
Do not fucking do this to us, guys. Don't you fucking dare.
Unfortunately, the
that
people
is
from
sad.
Stranger Things have gone ahead and created themselves an entirely different problem.
Yeah.
The large gap between seasons without any communication about what's happening.
Yep.
And just, hey, they're older, but they're not. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Hey, guys, don't worry about it. Stranger Things, shut up.
Yeah. Okay, Murphy is a great example of near-perfect writing character development. He's a bad boy turned hero. I mean, more or less, yeah.
That sounds good.
I hate shows that end with a cliffhanger. I mean,
yeah, that's usually because they got canned.
This is the problem with cliffhangers at the end of seasons. I agree. Yep. It sucks. This is why I never finished the Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I will give everyone also. I know I just gave Arcane a stellar review, but it does end on a massive cliffhanger. So if you want to wait for a second season to come out, totally understand.
Yeah, I might get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Any movie with Robin Williams in it originally should never be remade unless it's done extremely well. Yeah, see,
that's a tough one.
It's because of, like, Robin Williams is one of those people where it's like him as a person is part of what brought the charm to this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which is sad because I know that Will Smith was genuinely trying, okay? It's not like he was just cashing in and saying, yeah, fuck it, I'm just going to make some big Disney money.
Yeah, I feel like
he really cared about the character and really wanted to do it justice. Cool. It's just, it just fell a bit short, you know?
Reason no one female-led, not everyone's doing it. There are more options to try a different approach before this work better. Yeah, those are some of them. I mean, there's financial, there's personal reasons. It's more interesting. Yeah, so many fucking things.
Steven Universe was a gem, no pun intended. I like that, though. Gravity Falls and She-Ra are so underrated. They both are. Incredibly so.
And Jackie, in terms of getting it right, more or less. I mean, like I said, there are other things, but yeah, sure.
I was watching while in Houston on a 7-hour layover to go home to the Bay Area. So excited to be here. Well, thanks for joining.
7-hour layover, goddamn.
Bit late. We are gonna probably wrap up soon. Sorry.
We are kind of ending here, Melanie. Sorry.
It's because Disney really screwed up Gravity Falls. Putting on the channel you have to pay extra for. Dude, Disney in general, even me trying to watch the Owl House and Amphibia and shit, they don't have it on Disney Plus. And then I tried going onto the actual Disney website to stream it and was willing to pay to watch the most recent episodes. And it's just like, no, you're not allowed because you're not in America. And when I tried turning on the VPN, it had like a VPN scrambler, so the website just wouldn't work. And I was just like, Jesus fuck, guys, let me give you my goddamn money so I can support this show. And then they're like, man, it just seems like a lot of people aren't watching this show. It's like, fuck you.
Sid and Tatum, just quickly, part of the thing with the female-led movies, we have to have a niche, so we just decided this one because it's more interesting. It's better for us financially. The communication is better on both sides. Women, in general, are better at both listening and talking than men, and it's like I've had an all-male audience. So this is one of the primary factors that I don't talk about a lot, but for me, I've done the social media thing before, and I had like a 90% male audience on my my trick page for Instagram, and the biggest difference I noticed between female and male audiences, at least primary audiences, is the way the fans talk to you. And male fans have this tendency to mansplain.
Yeah, be condescending assholes.
Basically, you're gonna get like half of the comment section being like, "Hey, bro, you'd be so much more successful if you did the shit that I like and stop doing this fucking girly stuff."
Yeah,
and it's like, hey, bro, you've never succeeded at this, so maybe don't tell me how it works.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And you can see that on other people's channels too.
Yeah. And yes, there are many reasons.
There are many reasons.
Speaking of which, consistency is another one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of channels, you'll see the views are all over the shop because the content's all over the shop.
We picked a niche. You know, we picked an audience to appeal to, and this is it.
But also, this is a business for us as much as it is a personal enjoyment thing.
This is our job.
Like we enjoy doing this, but it's a job. We have to treat it like one.
Yeah, we're gonna pay our damn bills, dude. It's not like I'll just do a passion project this week because I can just do it if it doesn't rake in enough money for the month, then
we don't pay our bills.
That's me screwed.
Yeah. So we did specifically choose an area that we'd be happy to continuously keep doing over and over again for a long time.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there is a lot of range in female-oriented content, you know, in movies. Okay, so people are like, oh, you guys just do chick flicks. It's like there are so many different kind of movies we do within that subgenre. It's not even really a subgenre.
Yeah. Cloak and Dagger was pretty good, but I fell off because of depression, so I don't know if it ended well. I think it did, or at least I think that they at least tried to do interesting, intelligent stuff with the show and with the second season. How well you think they did or didn't handle it's another story, but I really liked Cloak and Dagger. I think that was underrated as well. Same thing with The Runaways. The YA content from Marvel was better than, I don't know, it got credit for. Yeah.
Celeste really likes Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is the best show ever.
It's pretty good.
It's a great show. Yeah. I love it. Season 3 I really enjoyed, and I think that got a lot of hate.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was weird. I liked it. We should go watch
What
Wheel
did the
of
Supernatural
Time.
fans do? Dictated how the show should be.
Yes,
And
quite
that-
literally.
Very literally.
Quite literally just demanded more seasons, and the creators were forced to make them.
So my sister is telling everyone to watch Wheel of Time. Sarah, you don't need to tell them. It's a really popular show. Time to wrap up, guys. Yes, it is time to wrap up. You're correct. What didn't the Supernatural fans do? That's a good question.
All right, Jen's heading out.
Stream. Yep, have a good one,
See ya.
Jen. We are wrapping up.
Yeah, we are wrapping up. I feel like there could be potential on the Xena Warrior Princess
Yeah.
reboot. Oh, yes.
Yeah, with the
Hell
right
yes.
casting and writing, that's obviously 100. Yeah.
Oh, and just fucking commit to the gay
Thing is,
relationship.
if you're gonna do Xena, I want to bring back Hercules too. Do them both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
have
they
them
had
crossover and
it was one of
shit.
the first shared universes in TV.
Yeah,
it was great.
I loved watching both of those shows when I was a kid. Yeah. We'll try, but I don't think they could have done it any better without Robin. What?
Will Smith tried. Don't think they could have done it any better without
Oh,
Robin
Williams, right.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely agree.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
I suppose it's a double-edged sword. You need rabid fans to make your show popular and talked about online, but then the same rabid fans will feel like they own the property.
Yes.
Yeah, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that's 100.
I can't stand those kinds of fans.
This is the same thing for all content and media
Yeah.
property, though. You need both the casual fans and the serious fans to make it work in a long-term, sustainable, successful way.
That is just a really toxic thing. Fuck, that could even be a topic that we could talk about, just toxic fandoms.
Yeah,
Now that
well,
I
I think
think about
we
it.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just, even we've experienced that. People just feeling like they're entitled to what we're going to make and what we should and have to put out. And it's like, dude, you realize you watched this for free, right?
Yeah. I really hope one day the Hunger Games. It's not going to be one day. It's going to be relatively soon.
No,
Don't
it
worry
will
about
be.
it.
We're going to do it.
Hunger Games is a big franchise.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible to miss.
Another thing is, guys, remember the things that are like really well known and popular that you think we should do, like because it's female led and is really well known. We will.
We're doing it.
We're just waiting for the right time for certain things.
Exactly.
You know.
We pick what movies we're doing pretty much week to week.
More or less.
Like,
it's more like 2
yeah.
weeks ahead, roughly.
Yeah, but still, like
2 weeks ahead.
it's very much on the fly.
Yeah, it's dependent on how things have been going.
Because if we plan too far ahead, we just end up changing plans because shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was directed by Amy Heckerling, who also directed really Clueless. Kind of funny because both movies appealed to different audiences. Yeah, entirely different audiences. Clueless is more aimed at teenage girls at that time, even though it appealed to many more people than that. And Fast Times is really aimed at teenage boys for the time. I don't think, actually, aimed at is probably the wrong word because I know that she wanted it to just be a realistic take of high school in the late 70s, early 80s. But watching it feels like a dude movie. Yeah, for sure.
Supernatural should have ended after season 4. Perfect arc.
Hold on, season 4? That is the most random take. Season 5. The show was written as 5 seasons.
Sure.
So that would make sense. Season 4? You wanted to finish before it end?
I don't know. No thoughts here. I'm pretty sure I dropped off in season 2.
That's an odd take. I dropped off in season 9.
Shows that female directors should be hired more. Definitely.
Well, yes and no.
Definitely for like projects that have like female main characters and shit.
Yeah, it depends on what the story is.
Yeah.
Depends on the context.
I mean, I don't know, man. Just anyone should be able to be a director. I think it depends more person to person rather than based on their gender. Yeah.
So excited for future stuff. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right.
See you next time. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one, Celeste.
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Oh, because she died recently, right? Yeah. Bye, Celeste. Supernatural fans are really strange. It was a huge fans for the first 4 seasons. Some fans have never seen them because the most popular character isn't in them. Right? Yeah. The fandom with the characters that no women are allowed to stay on Supernatural for more than a few episodes. That was a bit much.
That's bizarre.
It's a whole other thing. But yeah, it is 10 past 11. We were going to go to 11, so we're at that time.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us.
Thanks for coming.
For this is our 4th stream on
yeah,
the
our fourth one on this channel.
Obviously, we're going to keep making small adjustments and tweaks and trying to make it more structured and overall long-term interesting. But this is fun.
Yeah, try and get the microphones in next time too.
Yes and no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm more worried about the camera quality because it looks fine here, but I know that when we after we re-upload,
Yeah,
it's not that good.
it's not that great for some
The
reason.
coloring's really bad too.
I don't get it.
I'd really like to fix the coloring.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll get there.
Because you can see the difference in color between the live stream footage and like the video footage, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, I'd like to think that my coloring work is noticeable compared to the raw footage here.
I think it is.
You know, same thing with the audio work. I don't know if you guys know, I edit the audio for the movies as well as for us as well.
Yeah, he fixes everything.
Yeah. I think a lot of other channels just leave the movie audio as it is because they figure, well, professionals did this. I'm like, yes, but the professionals mixed the audio for the movie with a large room in mind.
Yeah, exactly.
They built it for a theater, and we're not watching this in a theater. We're all watching this on our phones and laptops and shit.
Precisely.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
But yeah, we're all good. I hope you guys have a fun evening, day, depending on where you are.
Where the hell you are.
I know you're all over the shop.
Have a fun time.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
That's why.
Whatever your one is.
That's a great expression. You know? Just have a good one. Have a good what? Well, I'll never tell you.
A good one, okay?
A one.
Take
good
one and have good of it.
We'll never tell you our Australian secrets. All right, guys.
Yeah, that
We'll
was
catch
fun.
you later.
So we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.